Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing League. Yes, another race, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Division 2 Sprint Weekend, round Singapore. A little bit delayed due to I had a bit of a connection issue just before we got started. But we're back, and what a night this is going to be. A long night, obviously a sprint weekend. Lovely. I think it's 11 laps around here tonight. I should know as I did it earlier on. And then going on to the feature. So short quality with no interviews, no drivers until the end of the race. I am your comms and your host, as always, SJ, and I'm joined by the man who loves this division. It's Rickus. Good evening.
Good evening, SJ, and you spoke no false words there. I absolutely love Division 2, and I like this track. It's a fun track. It can lead to a lot of carnage, as we saw in Division 4 earlier, and with a sprint weekend, this is going to be a very, 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 very hectic race weekend here in Division 2, but then again, it's Division 2. When is it not hectic?
Yes, it's going to be a very interesting night in head here. A very interesting track, tight corners, going to be very difficult to overtake at the same time as well. So yeah, I do love the track. I think it does bring into some serious action, which is really good. And WR Robert, you are our 1800 follower on Twitch, mate. So congratulations. Thank you very much for the follow. A big shout out to WOR Robert. I'm just going to see if we've got you up already. No, we don't. So if you do send a message, we'll send you a reply. But thank you very much for the follow, mate. You are the 1800 follower. And the reason why I've done that is because it's at the 100. So yeah, 200 to go till we get 2,000 records. Do you think we can do it before the end of the season?
With how intense and how amazing the racing has been here, not just in Division 2, even though I had to do my bias, but across every division there's been really solid racing, and honestly with how talented these drivers are in every single division from Div 1 all the way to Div 6 and the reserve program, then I think it's more than possible, and it is more than deserved as well, because these drivers are super talented and they deserve all the best.
Yeah, well said, well said. Right, who do we have on the grid tonight? Well, we'll put some times up very, very soon. Only 16, unfortunately, 2 no-shows. Yeah, it's starting to become a bit of an ongoing thing at the moment. I think people are getting to the closing stages of F1 25, which is literally just around the corner. I think it's 23 days until it drops, so everyone is exciting. But still, things to play for, which is very, very good. So JF7 in at the Aston, Zenitsu in the Ferrari. He raced yesterday in Division 1, did a great job in Mexico, so he's going to have to prance the horse here at Singapore in the Ferrari. Then we've got Dale Bevs in the McLaren. Massive opportunity to get good points here tonight and pull on that gap for the championship for this season 8. Then we've got Inc, known as Dragon, in the Kick Sauber. It looks like there is a little bit of a situation going on in Kicks, as Swift Matif is reserving up again. So no Dante again. Unfortunately, he had a very unfortunate week last week. Then we've got Shifty Wizard in the Williams. We've got Watanabe in the Aston, the TP, known as the head steward as well. So be careful how you're driving around him. He will penalise you. No, he won't. I'm only joking. So for my chips as a reserving for the team that is leading the overalls at the moment, Mercedes. As you can see, there is no Yuki Bear tonight, so massive opportunity for, like I said, Bevs to pull in on a gap there. Then you've got MJ Roller back from his race ban that served. Then you've got Plugger, the Division 3 driver, reserving up tonight for Division 2. Then you've got Hado at the TP of Haas, Limitless Draco in the Red Bull, and Jizzle, who had a fantastic race in Division 3 last week. Got his first ever podium in COTA, so congratulations. He is reserving up for Ferrari. So at the moment, 1 Red Bull, and that's it. No visas. No visa cash apps. Absolutely shocking, but it is what it is. What's your thoughts to that grid tonight, Rekus?
I mean, I still think we can have some really competitive racing, even though we don't have that full grid, even though we do unfortunately have some no-shows. I think still 16 is more than enough to have a very entertaining race. And it's also Division 2, so you know they're going to put on a show. They're going to put pedal to the metal. There's still a good amount of the season left to go. Still all to play for in the overalls, in the constructors, in the drivers championship. There's so much to play for here today. And also some really good opportunities for these drivers reserving up from divisions that they normally wouldn't really compete in. Like Salt for My Chips and Jizzle are the main ones that come to mind. And I agree, Jizzle's had some really solid pace. And every time I've seen him, and so I think he's been doing pretty good in that Ferrari. The Brazilian driver has been he acclimated pretty quickly to how fast-paced everything is here at Rush. I mean, pretty good stuff there. I mean, league racing in general is a tricky thing to do in F1 24, concerning all the less than desirable moments that happen in this game. Bugs, server connectivity, I've even, although granted not with Rush, but I have seen safety cars phase out of existence and go straight to the back rooms. So, despite the fact that F1 24 is far from a perfect game, Jizzle has really acclimated to league racing, especially here at Rush, where things are super competitive 24/7. And I don't think we've ever really had a race where anyone's just walked away with it.
No, unfortunately not. No, the championship standings does say different as well. So yeah, let's hopefully get all the viewers in tonight and enjoy some action here for the sprint weekend. It's going to be a very interesting one. Let's look at some classifications. We've got Lan setting a 126.7 on the softs. A few guys going on those mediums, using those mediums first, then getting onto those softs. We've got One Trip in P2. Plugger with an impressive time there in P3 with a 127.195. So Lamb looking very fast in the Williams tonight. He is the only one setting a 126. We've still got two guys to still set time. So let's jump on board for a flying lap of Dragon or Salt for Chips. Which one do you want to go for, Rekus?
Let's go for Salt. Let's go for Salt because we don't see Salt a whole lot. So let's go ahead and give the salty man some screen time.
Yeah, we will do. He is in the Mercedes tonight, reserving for Yuki Bear, or it could be one or the other. Him, or Plugger, reserving for Yuki Bear. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. No, big pressure to fill here tonight. It's been an interesting week so far. Let's go into it. Obviously, Division 1, no Mercedes on the grid, unfortunately. Division 4, no McLaren scoring any points. Mercedes scoring points there. So that's obviously changed there. And then tonight, a massive opportunity as well for both teams and to put in that gap. They are around about 300 points clear of the overall. Still 6-7 races to go. So still things can change. Things can change very, very quickly as Jizzle has just left the session. Hopefully we can get it back in. I will just invite him very, very quickly because I know where he is.
I got him.
Oh, you got him. All right, all good. We'll go on to it. Let's get the viewers up tonight. A bit low on the stream tonight. 16 people tuning in tonight. Let's get them up. Normally have a lot of people tuning in tonight. Obviously, there's a must-be stuff going on. I'm going to let Rekus take away this flying lap of Salt. Over to you, Rekus.
Alright, thank you, SJ. And like my amazing co-commentator said, Salt is now going green into his qualifying lap here. He's going to navigate this really tricky first set of corners. It's very easy to invalidate there because those are some medium to high speed corners there. Very tricky on the angles. He's going to go and navigate, and it's already an invalidation for Salt. He must have got too close to the white line, and he has an invalidation. So definitely not what Salt would have looked for, but he still needs to push as Dragon takes the sprint pole at the moment. He still needs to push because there's only 50 seconds left for Salt to go ahead and go around to get ready for another flyer. So he might even have to burn some battery. He's keeping the battery now. He hasn't burned any yet, but he needs to really put pedal to the metal if he wants to get to the line to go and start another flyer to try to put that Mercedes, at least at minimum, a bit closer to his teammate who is currently sitting in P5. And it is a flurry here at the streets of Marino Bay. Yeah, the cars are so close together at this stage. It honestly almost feels like it's the Grand Prix or the sprint. Every driver's out on the lap now as the timer does tick to 0. It looks like the two Saubers will be the first ones to complete their laps. Can Dragon improve on his time? That is going to be the question of the moment. Can the Saubers, can Whiff get closer to his teammate of Dragon, aka Ink? Let's see, they got one more set of corners left to go. Very close to the edge of the white line there for Dragon. And it is going to be so close to the end of this. We'll see who is going to go ahead and get it. Salt from Chips once again is on another lap himself, as he's going to go ahead and make his way through Sector 2.
What a time. What a time. Zenitsu coming around.
Yeah, very good stuff there from the Saubers.
Just keep an eye on who's that in front. That looks like that's Limitless Draco there. Going to take the... No, it's not, sorry. Oh, yes, it is. Yep, it is. And he goes round. It goes on to P5. We've got moves happening here. What about Lamb? Lamb! P1. Shifty, P2. Well done. Ooh. What a start there for the Williams. MJ Roller, what's he going to do? He's down there in P9. We've also got Bevs as well up in the P6. MJ Roller, is he going to be able to take it away? It doesn't look like it. Let's have a look at the moment. No, he's coming into the pits.
Nope, he's going.
And what about Salt for My Chips? What's Salt for My Chips going to do? He has been noted for an investigation. P15. Not the start there. Great start there from the Williams. Where did that come from? From Shifty and Lamb. Phenomenal work there.
That's the result that they needed. They needed that front row lockout. Williams, I mean... They've been on the receiving end of some very unfortunate luck here in Rush. I mean, we know Shifty is currently P3 in that championship, and that's actually really good because one of his championship rivals of Yuki Bear is just not here tonight. So really, his other championship rival of Dale is down into P6. So, I mean, but Shifty being in P3, he's in a really good spot here. And Williams, I mean, this is a result that they've been needing for quite some time now. So taking a look at your qualifying results here for the sprint, we have XD Lamb, Shifty Wizard, Plugger, the One Truth, Dragon, aka Ink, Dale Bevs, Hado, With Batif, JDI, MJ Roller, Aiden is Raiden, Draco, Watanabe, Zenitsu, Salt for My Chips, and Jizzle, who had a mid-session disconnect.
Are we seeing a 25-8, or is that my eyes?
I think we're seeing a 25-8.
Wow, that is incredible. What a time there. So Lamb has got some serious time here at Singapore. This is going to be very interesting to see. Now, the question is Shifty going to be able to stay with Lamb? That's going to be the biggest thing. That is going to be...
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. I mean, clearly the Williams team is all down. And ooh, look at that sky. That sky looks... very, very ominous here. I mean, I know we had a lot of chaos and just honestly straight carnage in Division 4. But are we going to see that here with a little spice of rain, SJ?
Yeah. The hardest thing here is overtaking. You know, you've got to have the patience, and qualifying is the key here. Very, very similar to Hungary and Monaco and tracks like that. You know, you can make overtakes. You can use the DRS and try and get the job done, especially down that Sector 1 area and also at the end there in Sector 3. But here we go. We're going to go on to the sprint. 3, 4, 5 red lights and round 14 and away we go. Ooh. And a great start there for a few guys there. Dragon goes into it. We've got 11 laps of this race. And the two Williams taking out the front, P1 and P2. Dragon and Plugger going side by side. Hado getting in the mix there as well. Lovely to see. Great start from everyone. All 16 drivers through at the moment. Hado looking to make the move. We're going to have to make moves early on here. Hado stays in formation. Then Ink and Plugger are going at it. Dragon and Plugger, sorry. That is the same person, but oh well. There we got Dragon. Hado comes on the outside. Sticks it up on the outside.
Woo!
Gets the job done. Up in a P3 for the TP. And the driver of Haas. Great job there from Hado. He caught them sleeping. Dragon now to P4. Plugger in a P5. One shoot P6. And the Williams have checked out. They have gone. They've said, stuff you guys. We're not interested. We are wanting to win this race, hands down. P1, P2. It's a 1.7 gap already in the sprint race between the two Williams. What a job from the two Williams guys already, Wreckers.
these Williams guys are so dialed in. I know you mentioned that Hato, granted, that was a very impressive overtake there from the Haas TP, making some excellent moves. But I think Williams pretty much caught everybody sleeping too, because Williams has, like you said, they've checked out. They're already getting ready for the feature race now. So they're basically working together, pulling away. They're not going to try anything against each other because they know that with how hard it is to overtake on this track, as long as they work together to really build that gap to Hato and the rest of the field behind, then Williams have an easy 1-2, which is going to do miracles for them in the constructors. Try to pull them closer to Mercedes and McLaren and try to pull them in both the Div 2 constructors and also the overalls. And it's still some very intense racing here through the field, though. Just because the Williams have checked out doesn't mean everybody else had. There's still lots of fighting, lots of jockeying for position here between all of these drivers. Let's actually see some position changes. Hato right now is the biggest mover. He's moved up 4 spots here in today's race. I mean, it's a sprint. So, I mean, if you can really build off the results here of the sprint, then you're going to be in a really good spot come qualifying and then the feature race. So, I think the Williams pair are going to be trouble for the feature race as well, because they basically already checked out a sprint race of the sprint.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a great start for both of them. P1 and P2, 2.4 seconds already on the sprint. The question is Hato having that nice little battle there with Dragon and Plugger has really hurt there, and Plugger is looking to make the move on Dragon. Dragon, as people are saying in the chat, they're super aggressive going into that first couple of corners. But great job there from Hato. While he was being aggressive, though, that's why Hato come on the outside, and that would be a nice little clip to see. Because you could see, couldn't you? It was 3 wide, and just that traction that Hato got, that made him get this position, and that position could stick now. It's going to be interesting to see as we're seeing the two Williams switch as Shifty takes into P1. The question is, are they going to be able to do this in the feature? You know, we're going to have safety cars, maybe. We're going to have pit stops. Sprint's a bit different. There's no safety car. It literally goes all the way, and they've got to do it now for another 7 laps. It looks like it is going to be easily done, because they can relax, I think, a little bit. There is a 2.8 second gap, and I think as soon as you pull in that gap on Singapore, it's very, very difficult to bring it back down, as you can see from the Williams at the moment. The question is, though, is Plugger going to be able to get... Oh! There's a bit of drama! There's a bit of drama! Plugger's lost it. I don't know if he's lost it on his own. That'll be noted by Pep. On the onboard, Plugger's dropped all the way down into P11. A little bit of drama going on there, and we've got the two, the Aston and the Alpine. I don't know if Plugger's got damage. I'm just having a look at the car. I don't know if he's lost it or been hit by one of the Alpines. That is going to be the interesting thing there, and that pushes Bevs now up in a P5, Dragon up in a P4, Aiden up in a P6, and Plugger all the way down, losing 8 spots. And One Truth. So I think One Truth and Plugger have had a bit of a come together here, as One Truth going down on the left-hand side, Plugger coming on the right-hand side, Plugger getting the job back down. And look like One Truth left him, let him come back. They're just getting hit and shoved all over the track. I don't know what happened there. That'll be an interesting on board to look at, that one. Up to the top though, Shifty and Lamb changing positions again. Bit of drama going on in that P5 mid-pack range, as Dragon and Hato are going to go for it. Dragon goes off track. Hato keeps the position there. So Dragon trying to get the job done. These two battling is hurting their race. Salt gets a pen. He's all the way down at the back at the moment. No points. Remember, it's only points to 8. So at the moment, the two Williams, the Haas, the two Kicks, the two McLarens, and the Alpine will be getting they will be getting the points at the moment. So good to see.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the Williams pair, they're currently 3rd in the constructors behind McLaren, Mercedes. I mean, yeah, they're behind the McLarens and the Mercedes. So, I mean, this is going to be a very good result for the Williams team, and also a lot of teams that are really wanting those points. And I mean, we're running out of races here, SJ, so there's only so much time left to go ahead and maximize these points. And that's probably why Dragon is basically fighting tooth and nail trying to get this position off of Hato. But like you said, because these two are fighting so aggressively for that final spot on that sprint podium, it is allowing the Williams pair to really just run away with it. Shifty and Lamb are just basically in another zip code by now. And they're basically already prepared for the feature race. And I think they can pull it off if their strategy tends to play out. As Hato going to try to send it around the outside. He's going to get the move back done onto Dragon. Dragon's trying everything in the book, but nothing is seeming to be working here for the Sauber. Everything is just not going his way at the moment. But Hato's been having a very fantastic race. Hato's still up 4 positions, and he's in a really good spot to take third here. But the question you raised earlier about the Williams, I'm going to raise it about Hato as well. Can he keep up this momentum and this same level of pace when it comes to the Grand Prix? Because like you said, we may have rain, we may have safety cars, there's going to be pit stops involved. There's so many other factors that you don't really have to think about when you're just in the sprint race.
Yeah, no, you're right, 100%, 100% right. And at the moment, Dragon does look the quicker car. He, in some areas, he does look like he's got better traction, better grip, but Hato defending very, very well. Loses a little bit of the rear there. And there we go, Dragon's going to make the move up into P3. Thank you very much. Mistake by Hato. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. Could be saving the ERS. Will Hato use him as the DRS to then try and get in front of Dragon and try and catch to the back of Shifty? It doesn't look like it because these two keep switching and swapping. Switcheroo there. Dale Bevs, though, he'll be now ready to make a little bit of a target on Hato as he's right behind him. So we'll have to wait and see. There, we've got a bit of drama going on here. Watanabe up into P8, Plugger down into P9, roll it down into P10. What's happened there? He's lost a few spots. He may have made a mistake there. So he's lost out of the points now. So that would probably be DRS, though, I would say. But we'll have to wait and see. Still moves going on. We're going to jump on board with Aiden's Raiden because Aiden's Raiden's in a really good position here. He's got Bevs in front of him. He's got Hato and Dragon. And these guys are bringing in the rest of the pack. Which everyone, it's a DRS train all the way down from P4 all the way down to P13.
Yeah, and I mean, with a track that's so hard to pass on, like Singapore, I mean, if you pretty much fall out of that DRS range, you're pretty much as good as dead, essentially. I mean, look what happened to Dragon with the Williams. I mean, there is no prayer for Dragon to go ahead and try to claw that back, barring a mistake or some kind of incident between the Williams. But yeah, I mean, it's a massive DRS train here, and it's probably going to remain that way unless there's another humongous incident here. I mean, these walls do bite. Granted, not as much as, say, a Monaco, a Miami, or a Baku. But the walls around this track really can bite, and there's also penalties that you have to consider. We know So Far My Chips has got a penalty so far. So far is the only one to receive a track limit violation penalty. But we do know that this track can dish out penalties if drivers just get a little over-eager.
Yeah, that's the question, you know. You got to maintain ERS. Ooh, that was so close. Aiden's Raiden. I think he just clipped the wall there coming on the outside. We'll have to wait and see.
I think he did.
I think does he have a bit of damage? Let's have a look at that car. Get a bit of view.
Not that I can see.
Get a bit of view. Oh god, change the camera angle. Come on, guys. Camera angle. It changes. It's really weird. It changes.
As I'm straining my eyes.
It goes on to someone else when you change it. Nope, still intact at the moment. So, yeah, interesting. It's just basically follow, isn't it? At the moment, it's a little bit frustrating because you can't make the moves that you want to make in normal races. You know, this is a track that you've got to be patient at. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But at the moment, a great job here for the two Williams drivers. They've been absolutely phenomenal tonight, and that's worked out a treat. Are they going to be able to do the same in the feature? We'll have to wait and see. But Dragon doing a great job. Not pulled away from Hato. Pulled that 4.6 gap to Shifty at the moment. That is a big lead that the Williams guys have. Are we going to see any moves happening as we see a little move going on there between Lamb and Shifty? Are we going to see any moves going on here between Hato, Bivs, and Aiden's Raiden? As Hato looks to go for a move, gets it wrong! Moves to the back end, Bears has to move out the way. Halo's going to drop all the way down like a stone, has to get the brakes on. And there's a nice little battle between the Mercedes and the McLaren. Roller gets through. I don't know if Plugger didn't see that, but Roller's got through. Plugger has been in the wars tonight, was up there earlier on. We'll have to wait and see what the onboards are going to say. But Roller, one spot out of the points at the moment. Hado, he will be so frustrated with that. Made a mistake there. Dragon up into P3. Bev's up into P4. Bev's now 1.2. Does he have damage on that car? No, he doesn't. Just a little bit of trying to catch up on the pace there. But Dragon down to 28%. Bev's up to 35. We are coming to the closing stages of this sprint, Rickers, and it's had a little bit. It's had a lot, hasn't it, tonight? It's had quite a lot. But driver error mistakes.
Yeah, this is probably one of the worst tracks for, beginner friendliness. Granted, these guys are not beginners by any stretch of the imagination. As Dragon gets a 3-second penalty that shifts the entire podium of this race, and now he's going to pull a massive gap to Dale if he wants to keep this podium. But now, if you are Shifty and Lamb, I mean, you guys already are checked out. You only got like 3 laps left, and you guys are basically gone into a different dimension at this point. But yeah, I mean, this really just changed the whole complexion of this race. And I mean, this is only the sprint. This isn't even the feature. This isn't even where the big points are paid out. No. So I mean, if we've had a sprint race this chaotic, imagine what the feature is going to be like in a few minutes time.
Yeah, no, agreed. Dale Bev's in a massive opportunity now to take that P3 from Jagan. Aiden has Raiden up for good points as well. A Plugger down there in P10. Can he get into the points? He's in a nice little battle here between Roller and Hado. Will Roller get the job done on Hado for that last position? Will he leave it to the last minute? We saw Hado was very good at defending earlier on. Just lost the back end coming out of the exit now. So what's Roller going to do? Let's jump on board with Roller. He is in the last opportunity. Is he going to go for the move? We're looking behind. He's got Plugger in sight as well. He just has to time this. Well, gets onto the curb there. Loses a little bit of time there to Hado. Gets onto the DRS, but Hado's got the DRS in front. Or has he? Has he got it? No, he hasn't. Hado's lost the DRS to Watanabe. So if Roller gets in here, Hado could be in trouble, and this could be a massive opportunity for Roller to take the last spot from Hado. Hado is 1.038 in the DRS. Yeah, this is changing. Here we go. Roller's ready to pounce. Hado's not in the DRS. This is going to be an easy move here for Roller. Goes for the move. Hado goes for defensive. Doesn't get the job done. Doesn't seem to have the pace in the McLaren. The Haas seems to have a little bit more pace than the McLaren there. So this is going to go to the wire between these two. A little bit further up, Watanabe with Matif and Aiden as Raiden. All that nice little battle there. Going back down, we've got Plugger, Zenitsu. Zenitsu now is right on the back of Plugger. Is anyone going to make a move on the next couple of laps? That's going to be the question, isn't it, Rickers?
Oh yeah, 100%. And also, just to kind of bring up a point, it just feels like MJ Roller is really struggling there in that papaya machine. It just seems like he's just doesn't have the pace, doesn't have the grip. I mean, we saw him sliding quite a bit earlier, so I think maybe he burned up his tires more than Hado has. Maybe Hado does have a bit of a tire life advantage. We're not sure, but yeah, this is coming to a head here. And it's going to get super duper intense, especially as we start the final lap of the sprint. And Jizzle joins the penalty club. He gets a penalty for track limit violations. He's down in P13 at the moment. He will lose the spot to JDI, who JDI has not had a fantastic sprint. He's down 5 positions. One Truth has had even a worse one. He's down 12 positions. I think he may have had to make a pit stop due to some damage, but I mean, it's been a pretty chaotic sprint, honestly, between all of these drivers. But I mean, the Williams pair, they haven't really seen any of the chaos because they've been checked out since lap 2.
With an Aiden as Raiden going side by side on the last lap. Here we go. This is big points up for grabs. Hado's getting involved in this as well. This is a car park at the moment. Watanabe's got nowhere to go. Look at how close they are. Hado has to jump in formation. Oh, Hado squeezed Roller into the wall there. That won't be looked at. We'll have to wait and see if he's got damage. Roller is ready to pounce and go for a move. No one can get through at the moment. It's so close together. Look at it. It's a DRS train. And you've got Plugger in the mix as well. And the thing is Hado has pulled back into the DRS of Watanabe and Aiden as Raiden, which has not helped Roller. Roller is going to go for a move here. Is he? This is his last opportunity to get to the point. I think Hado is going to lock this P8 in. We'll have to wait and see how that is going to look at by the stewards if that gets reported. Roller is going to go for a move. Is anyone going to go for a move on the last? Dale Bibbs gets Dragon though.
Ooh, it's going to be close.
Ooh, look at that. 1.5 tenths. What a win there for the Williams, though. Absolute pure domination. 5.1 seconds to Bevs. They will be over the moon with that performance records.
I think that was a reverse commentator's curse if I've ever seen one for the Williams pair. I said earlier on today that Division 2 is super competitive. You never really see dominant drives, and then Williams just run away with this race. A 5-second gap between the Williams pair and P3. A fantastic job for the Williams, and I think you nailed the hammer, or put the nail around the head. That, I mean, this Williams pair, I mean, they are going to be ecstatic about that one. That was a very good sprint for them, but the question is, can they keep it up in the feature race? Because we still have another qualifying session left to go.
No, definitely, and we've seen that Lamb had put some serious times on. So here we go. Shifty Wizard, Lamb, and Dale Bibbs take up the top three. Dragon takes P4. Get that 3 seconds that hurt him there. Aiden, then Whiff, then Watanabe, then Hado gets the last points. Roller, unfortunately, just missed out there. Then you got Plugger, Zenitsu, Limitless, JF7, Jizzle, and One Truth, and Stop for Chips, and One Truth there. So yeah, a little bit of any painful night for those guys at the back there, but a great night so far for the Williams. Up and coming next is the second qualifying for the feature, which is going to be really interesting to see because the Williams, we've seen Lamb has some serious pace here. So are we going to see this again? This is going to be the question, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I know usually how it's been going is one Williams does super well in a race and the other one just gets hit with every bit of misfortune in the book. But that does not seem to be the case for today. I mean, the Williams seem extremely dialed into how this track drives, and it does look like the track is clear on weather as well. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any sort of rain here in the quali. So it's going to be a dry quali once again. And I mean, yeah, the Williams drivers, they need to keep up that consistency. If they get a good qualifying like they did, then I think if they get that 1-2, if they get that front row lockout, then I think we're gonna see a repeat of the sprint here for the Williams. Just because, as we saw with that battle between Hado and Rolla, that it is so hard to make a good overtake on this track. Even with DRS, I mean, the track is kind of narrow. I mean, not as narrow as some tracks we visit on the Rush Racing calendar, but it's still a kind of a narrow track, and the overtaking opportunities are here and there. So, I mean, it's going to be really, really tricky to try to make up any positions. And yeah, I think if any team gets a front row lockout, then I think that's pretty much where they're going to stay.
No, definitely, and the prediction is in. So will we see Williams on podium in quali? So we saw such a domination there. Will we see Shifty or Lamb on P1, P2, or P3? So that's I can't put it all in, unfortunately, because I don't have enough characters. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting to see. The guys will probably look at a little bit of a toe, a little bit of experience in this one to see if they can get it, because I think that's what Williams done so well in Singapore. In that quali, they may have used the toe, which then helped Shifty get it into that P2. But Lamb has got some. Just one. Just one. Just one. Yes or no. Just an answer there. Yes or no. We'll have to wait and see. But interesting to see. We've got 16 guys. Obviously, going into the feature, Rickus, one of these guys is going to miss out. And very impressed to see no one DNF'd in that sprint race. So everyone keeping it clean, but making it very difficult to make overtakes.
Indeed, and yeah, like you said, I mean, we got some very talented drivers here. They're going to be fighting for every bit of points. Ever Williams once again had a very solid performance in the sprint, but they got to keep it up in the quali. And I think each of these drivers has learned something from the sprints. I mean, we know that sometimes like drivers will have a pretty rough sprint. You could think of some of those drivers that are there towards the bottom, like Salt, Jizzle. I mean, and we also know that One Truth had a pretty unfortunate race, but they can learn from that and make little tweaks and setup adjustments to kind of fix those issues that they may have ran into during the quali and the sprint race. So I think I think we're gonna see some positions change, but but the toe is actually pretty strong here now that you mention it, because I mean, from 2023 onwards, they got rid of the weird chicane that was in the third sector of the track. So making the toe a bit more viable here, because otherwise you'd really only have it for the two DRS zones on this track. So yeah, we'll see how qualifying goes.
Yeah, as we see in JF7 is out, and I'm just trying to find out from the comments, so I know if anyone can give us any rumor or any to that story. What's happened? Has he crashed? Has he, I'm just looking at the moment, just seeing if there's any quali bans here. We've got no quali bans at all. Coda to serve 23, Calden, and then Kamikaze. That's it. Nothing else. Everything is all cushy at the moment. So I don't know what's happened there. Something's obviously happened. So keep an eye out on that. We're also seeing at the moment none of those Williams are out on track. Shifty's in the pits. Lamb is in the pits. So we've got two out laps. Zenitsu takes pole position with a 126.973 at the moment. So we know that some of these guys have got pace. Will Plugger get a better start to this one compared to the sprint? It looked like it was going to plan for him. Then, unfortunately, may have had that incident with Dragon, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But so far, so good. A pretty good performance from some of these guys. We got 3 guys on an outlap. Who do we jump on board with, or do we wait and you want to jump on board with Lamb or Shifty for an outlap?
Let's go on board with MJ for his first flyer.
MJ, okay. Over to you again.
Because I think if we wait, because these Williams drivers are probably waiting for this track to kind of rubber in a bit before going out, and I think they're going to go out at the same time, so who knows how long we would be waiting on that.
All right, I'll take this one away then, because you took the last one. So here we go. Let's jump on board with MJ Roller coming up into the last couple of corners. Very unfortunate to miss out on that last point in the sprint, but here we go. This is where it matters in the feature. Going up to the DRS zone, keeping over to the right-hand side to get a nice grip going into turn number 1, then going into turn number 2, getting onto the curb there, nicely done, keeping over to the right hand side. Oh, losing the back end a little bit there, didn't seem comfortable there. We'll have to wait and see what the time's going to be. Getting onto the curb, getting very close to the wall. I think he's got it all wrong there. It looks like, is he going to still continue? I'm just looking at the ERS at the moment. Are we looking, is he? Yeah, he's dropped out. He's on none. So he's got it all wrong straight away there, unfortunately for Roller. And that's pushed him out into aborting that very quickly. Very unfortunate for MJ Roller. Got that all wrong in the first couple of corners there, Rickus.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is such an easy track to make mistakes on. I mean, it's a street circuit, so you don't have as much grip as you would. As we see from MJ Roller's perspective, I did see quite the corner cut, I think, for Salt. And yeah, that did lead to Salt for my chips lap being invalidated. Unfortunate there for the Mercedes driver, well, one of the Mercedes drivers that is reserving tonight. But yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this qualifying session is played out. And already, if we take a look at currently P9 and P16, the two Williams drivers right now, both on the L lap, they both came out at the exact same time and they're already getting a tow going. So I think Williams have a really good shot of basically repeating what they did in the sprint race earlier on with a front row lockout and a 1-2 finish. I think they had fastest lap too, but I would have to go back and verify that.
Yeah, looks like they've timed this to perfection again. You've got Lamb just out in front, then you've got Shifty just behind there as well. We've got Yellows in sector 2 at the moment. Dragon going fastest with a 26.548, so we know that Lamb can beat that. We're going to jump on board with a flying lap of Lamb. I'll give it a go again because we did lose that situation with MJ Roller at the moment, who has done a 137.480. Actually, no, I won't. I'll let you take it away, Rekkers. Over to you, mate.
Alright, so we are going to be on board with this Williams pair as they go ahead and set their first flying lap of this qualifying session here in the Singapore feature race. And it is green means go, Williams. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the first set of corners here. The pretty tricky S's getting very close to the track limits there for XD Lamb. Now they're about to head to the first DRS zone where these Williams drivers are going to have some really good slipstream, a really good tow here for the Williams pair, and that's exactly what you need to get the optimal time around this track. It is purple sector 1, but we know those purple sectors are a bit iffy in this current game. He's going to be late on the brakes. Ooh, maybe a bit too late on the brakes and just get super close to the wall there for XD Lamb. Got within probably a centimeter of the wall. That might have cost him a little bit of time. Now he's going through sector 2, just putting pedal to the metal now, going over the curbs, trying not to invalidate or mess up his teammate now as he's about to go into turn 12. He's in the second DRS zone, and his teammate also is going to get a very strong tow here coming into turns 13 through 15. A very tight and narrow section, but it is very flat out. As you see the Ferris wheel up ahead going into the last few corners, the chicane here of turns 16 and 17. And now it's going to be full throttle, pedal to the metal. What is their time going to be? It's looking rapid. It's looking like it's another, oh, it is a 126.209 and a 126.373 for the Williams pair, but not quite as fast as they were in the sprint quali.
No, and that's still a pretty good time. He's still done that on this first stint of the night. The same with Shifty as well. And they're going to have another set of softs. But phenomenal start there for Williams. They look like they've got Singapore wrapped, ready to go. We'll have to wait and see. Bevs comes very close there, 26.4. So only a tenth behind Shifty at the moment. We saw that Dragon was very aggressive in the start. He's a tenth behind Bevs. One Truth is in the 5s as well, with Matif is 2 tenths back. Raiden is a tenth behind. Then Zenitsu's a tenth behind. And then Watanabe's in the 9s. And then it's Hado in the 7s. Jizzle in the 7s. Salt in the 7s. Roller in the 7s. Plugger still hasn't got... Plugger is on a lap at the moment. He's in sector 1. So, and Limitless as well. So those guys are out on laps at the moment. Roller has improved. No, he hasn't. He's gone into the pits. He'll call it. So I reckon we'll see the Williams go out again. The question will... anyone get in the mix of them when they do their tow, because their tow is looking very, very interesting, to say the least, and looks like it is going to be something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, as you see, that the tow is pretty potent around this track, especially in the first DRS zone, and then going into the final series of corners from turn 16 to 19. But it's going to be really interesting to see if this Williams tow is going to work out, because it doesn't seem like it worked out super well compared to how it did in the sprint quality with Dale Bevs. And I don't believe Dale got a tow, but he's only about a tenth behind, a little less than a tenth behind. Or actually a little over the tenth behind the Williams pair. So, I mean, maybe they're waiting for this track to be more rubbered in. Maybe then the tow will be even better. But yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's been as effective as it was in the sprint qualifying earlier on today.
Definitely, and I've seen there that Plugger's gone into the pits. He actually had damage on that front left, so he may have hit the wall there. So interesting to see. We've got Jizzle on an outlap as well. Zenitsu just trying to see who's coming around the corner. And Jizzle looks like he's going to set his time. So keep an eye on Jizzle for his sector times. And do you know what? I'll let you take it away again, Rekkers. Over to you.
All right. So Jizzle is currently now going through Sector 1. We'll see what his sector time is going to be. We'll see if it is going to be an improvement. Now he goes to the first of 2 DRS zones here on this track on the exit of turn number 4. Going to make his way into turn number 5 and 6. He is up by a tenth, a little over a tenth, 0.132. Oh, it looks like he had a bit of a moment there coming into the exit of turn 7. Might have locked the brakes up just a bit, but he's still going to push on. He didn't abort the lap, but he did have a bit of oversteer there. Now he's going to go through the S's here. A really easy corner 2 corner cut if you're not careful, but he navigates it just fine as he went through the bridge. Now he's going to go ahead and go to the second DRS zone. That rear flap is going to open. He's going to get that very nice speed boost. He's going to burn a little bit of battery. He is up by over 2.5 tenths. So this will jump him a few spots here. He'll be in the 126s if he can keep this up. As Jizzle is making his way down to the final set of corners. Going to be hard on the brakes there. He does have a whole lot of battery left. He's probably going to burn it. Yeah, he's down to 5% battery. He's going to burn it. He's going to turn on the afterburners and he will move up all the way up into P9 just ahead of his teammate by a few hundredths of a second. That is a 126.9.
Not a bad time there. We've got only 3 guys still in the 27s. Hado, Soft Chips, and Roller. Roller is on an out lap at the moment. He obviously got it all wrong on his first lap. Done a 137.480 to set a banker. Plugger on an out lap. Had a bit of a damage situation there. Both Mercedes and P13 and P15. You do not want to be in that position in this race. It is so hard to get through, so we'll have to wait and see there. Bev's looking in a very... Jizzle has left the session, so hopefully we can get him back in. He has set a time, so that's good, but hopefully we can get him back in again. So Reckless is on the job. So Roller has set a 137. Let's see if we're going to see a massive improvement. 3 minutes and 50 to go. Every single person on the pits, it's only Roller on track and also Plugger on track as well. So massive opportunity here. What's Roller going to do? 137 is his time at the moment. He's got to beat a 126.209 or a 126.4 to beat his teammate. That's going to be the question here. Going into Sector 2, he's up on his time massively already. Very good to see. 72%. Very, very well done. Looks like this is going to be a proper lap. And this looks like this could be the only lap from Roller. I don't know if he's going to be able to get round again. It's going to be tight. But we'll have to wait and see. Coming into the hairpin here. Very, very nicely done. Getting very, very close to the wall. Burning a bit of ERS and the DRS at the same time. Getting a little bit more overspeed going into this corner here. He's got purple in Sector 2 at the moment. Is that the quickest on the track? We'll have to wait and see. 32%. Now he's burning everything up. Coming into Sector 3. The last couple of corners looking good for Roller. So far, so good. Getting close to the wall there. Very close to the wall. Coming around to the last corner. What's Roller going to do? Is it going to be in the top 5? Yes, it is. He puts it behind his teammate with a 126.425. 5 thousandths of a second slower than his teammate. That is a phenomenal time from Roller and very, very close to his teammate there, Reckons.
Oh yeah, and I mean, even if the Williams too managed to get that front row lockout, that second row lockout from McLaren isn't going to be too shabby. They're going to be in a really good spot to take the fight straight to Williams. Because unlike earlier on, they will have that teamwork. Because Williams, the biggest reason why they pulled away so much is because they had that teamwork that the cars behind them didn't really have, because they were all mixed throughout the field like a bag of mixed flavored gummy bears. But now with MJ and Dale being right next to each other on the grid, the 2 McLarens taking the second row as it sits right now, then they're going to have the benefit of teamwork, and then we might see a beautiful team battle between the Williams and the McLarens. I mean, these 2 cars are so close to each other in the Constructors' Championship that these drivers are going to fight for every single point, and it is going to be pure cinema, which is honestly just kind of business as usual for Division 2. It's usually just pure cinema every time we come out here, and I think today is going to be even more so, especially if this top 4 stays the way it is at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking like that. I've just seen Plugger just finish his lap there. He got a bit of a toe there from Salt. Only up to P9. I don't know if he's going to be able to go again. He may have put enough fuel in the car. We'll have to wait and see. He's got 78%, so he's burning everything down to none. Yeah, he's done at 126.8. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. We've got Salt for Chips down there in P15. He's going to go again, or he is going again. We'll have to wait and see. In Sector 2 at the moment. Let's have a look. Are we seeing an improvement? We'll jump on board the Williams. Oh, Dryden separates the two Williams drivers there. Well, here we go. Here we go indeed. Remember, the vote is in. There we go. Salt for Chips, 4.5 temps up. So he is looking at a 26 flat. No, sorry, 27 flat, sorry, at the moment. It's not going to be much difference. We'll have to wait and see what happens at the end there. Salt for Chips getting on the back of Plugger for a toe. What's it going to be for Salt? Behind his teammate. And Plugger is going to go again. So keep an eye on Plugger. We'll jump back up to the Williams. Over to you, Rekus. You'll definitely want to watch this battle.
Indeed, yeah. So right now the two Williams are having a tail, but XD Lamb is up just shy of 4 tenths here. So he's going to lock in even a faster time than he did in the sprint quali if he can make it stick. That is the question though. Can these drivers make it stick? Is Shifty going to be an improvement? Shifty is not improving. He has not improved. He is 1,500 slower than he was, and actually Shifty is going to improve. My timing table was just wrong, and it wasn't an improvement for Lamb though, but it was. But Zenitsu from left field goes ahead and splits the Williams. Where did that time come from? That was very impressive there from Zenitsu to really split the Williams like that, and Whiff goes ahead and splits the Williams even further. So that advantage that they had in the sprint is completely gone now. They got two cars in between them.
Here goes
and
Bevs.
it looks like, let's see if,
Bevs
yep.
has done it! Bevs has put on pole position. Where has that come from? And Aiden has raided as well. He is out Plugger. What's Plugger going to do? Is he going to cause a storm? No, he's going to stay where he is. What about Salt? No, he's in the pits. Oh, wow. Drama there. You would never have thought it. We thought this was a Williams lockout, and it has changed completely. And actually, Lamb invalidated on that last one. But you will get your points.
Yeah, because I think that was a time good enough for pole, but because I think that was definitely a 25 time, but yeah, but like you said, invalidations just really kind of threw a wrench in the works there for the Williams pair.
Well, there you go. There's your points, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at C. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, a really, really good start there for the Bevs. But yeah, I still can't believe we saw that. I thought that was a Williams lockout. I was pretty confident from what we saw earlier on. And I think you might have been the same. I don't know if you were. We'll have to wait and see. But let's have a look. We've got Bevs taking pole position with 26 flat. We've then got Lamb taking P2, a 26.2, not the quickest compared to what he had after. Then we've got Zenitsu. Where has that come from, Zenitsu? I have no idea. He takes out the P3. So that are your top three. So McLaren, a Williams, and a Ferrari. And two Williams in the top 5. Really good job from them. And the kicks as well, P4 and P6. Great job from them. McLaren in P1 and P7. Good job from them as well. This looks like this is going to be a very interesting race, to say the least, Rickus.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see. We're going to have to see how hard Shifty is going to be able to try to claw back through this field and try to get with his teammate. I'm even seeing in chat that there's even a micro prediction going on in chat about a lap 1 bottle from Bevs. So, I mean, it can be easy to bottle on this track, especially with how fast the first few corners go. But this is going to be cinema here at the start. If you thought that the sprint was chaotic, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, this is where all the points matter. I'm loving the comments there. Just wait for a Dale lap one bottle. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But over to you, Rekus. I'll let you take this one away.
All right, and then we have those 5 red lights going on, and it's lights out, and away we go. We are green here in Singapore for the feature race here for Rush Racing League Division 2, and it looks like Lamb was trying to get the move done into P1 on lap 1, and sure enough, XD Lamb had the move very momentarily. He didn't quite have the car positioning for that on the outside, but he did have the lead for a bit of a microsecond. But Lamb is putting pedal to the metal. He is going for it. He's already burned quite a considerable amount of battery to try to get this move done, and does it. And the VFC at the get-go.
What's going on here? A bit of Dodgem cars here. Absolute Dodgem cars going on. Virtual safety car. Roller and Hado have come together there. Roller losing his front wing, not the best of starts there. We'll have to wait and see what's going on there. That looked like that was a bit of bumper cars. We'll have to wait and see. On board there, please. We'll have to have a look. But Bev's actually losing the lead there to Lamb. Watanabe a 10-second time penalty. Limitless getting through there. I don't know how that worked because it's a VSC. So has he overtaken him under VSC? We'll have to wait and see. So Pep, can you look at lap 1, Bivs and Hado? And also lap 1, Limitless and Roller as well, because I don't understand why he's got the job done there. He's overtaken him again. Okay, all right, interesting. We'll have to wait and see then. A little bit of drama at the back there. Roller up into P11 with that front wing damage. Lamb into P1, Bevs into P2, Zenitsu into P3, Shifty into P4, Whiff and Dragon in P5 and P6. Great job there from the two Kick Saubers. Then we've got One Truth in the Alpine, Hado in P8 with that 10-second, Limitless there, P9. Aiden is Raiden, ready to pounce. JF7 there in P11, Stop for Chips in P12, Jizzle in P13, Wanton Navy in P14, Roller in P15, Plugger in P16. So a little bit of drama between maybe, I'm going to have to wait and see there because I see Plugger's into the pits as well. So did Plugger get involved in that incident between the McLaren and the Haas there? Rickers.
Yeah, he was missing a pretty massive part of the front right wing. So yeah, he had a lot of damage on that Mercedes. So he definitely got involved in that incident earlier on. But yeah, that was quite a pileup. I mean, it was only lap 1 of the race. And so there's already a lot of drama going on in the early stages of this race. How much more drama are we going to see? And I think the next bit of drama we are going to see, and this is the Rekus prediction, is that before lap 15,
all right,
we're going to see one of the top 3 get a penalty.
Okay. So what's the prediction? Before
lap 15,
top 3
we'll get a penalty.
15, one of the top 3 pen. I can't write. I have to be careful what I write. Before lap 15, one of the top. Hang on, let me write that. Let me just change it. Okay, one of the top 3 will get a pen. Oh, look at that! Dead on 45 characters. Yes, no. And we'll give it 10 minutes. There we go. Alright, well there you go. There's the prediction from Rekus tonight. Feel free to put that in. We've got anything happening at the moment. We're Shifty very, very close to the back of Zenitsu. And these guys will just want to be careful now. Dragon in a very good position on those hards, in a P6 position. Great position to be in on those tyres because he's going to be able to go longer. And yeah, not the night for Roller and Plugger tonight. They are way back, and they're going to need a safety car soon.
Yeah, I mean they're going to need a fully fledged safety car. And from what I'm seeing in chat, apparently Plugger was involved in something else entirely. He wasn't a part of that big incident earlier, which I know he had damage at that point, but who knows? I'm going to go ahead and give the benefit of the doubt there. I personally think that Plugger was part of that, but there's still a very good chance with how tight this track is that he wasn't actually a part of the incident earlier on. But yeah, these drivers in the backfield, the drivers that are really going to want to jump up positions, your MJ Rolla, your Plugger, Watanabe, they're really going to need a full course safety car to really bring them back into this one because they are 31 seconds away from the rest of the pack. But Dale actually did reclaim that lead on the XD Lamb, and now he's doing a pretty good job. The front two have broken DRS away from Zenitsu now. So that's going to be an interesting development as this race goes on. Shifty Wizard is going to be close. Going to try to hook it around the outside. Nope. No bueno. Did not have the real estate for that, but whiff might be getting a whiff of a possibility to try to make a move happen.
Oh, he gets the moves, and Itsu's trying to hold on. They're going side by side. This cannot end well. No, well done. Stay, go in formation. Oh, some people that don't have brains would have sent that 2x2, and that would have been curtains as well. But great little battle between Zenitsu and Shifty there. I thought Shifty was going to get the job there. He got better traction coming out there from Zenitsu, and you can see Zenitsu is struggling. He is 2.9 seconds behind Lamb, and he is holding these guys up massively. Looking at his he's on medium at the moment. Shifty Wizard is trying to get the move done. One Truth goes around the outside. They're going side by side. Whoa, a little bit of a tank slap. And they're still going side by side. And One Truth stays in formation as well. It's getting hot in here. So take a for your clothes. I don't know where that came from.
Let's not say we did. All right. I'm pretty sure that's a massive violation of Twitch TOS there.
I don't know why I just sang that song, but
I mean, it gets humid at this track. I mean, this is probably one of the hottest tracks on the calendar.
I don't know if it's getting hot, but it's getting bloody juicy at the moment. Lamb and Bevs have just gone at it as well. Bevs jumped down into P2, Lamb into P1, Shifty into P3, gets the job on Zenitsu. Now he knows to pull that car right up to the backside of Dale Bevs and try and catch him, because at the moment it is a 1-3 for Williams, which is a great start. They did great in the sprint, they're doing great in the feature. It's still a long way to go, and we've lost Chisel again, unfortunately. Zenitsu just doesn't seem to have the pace. That's going to be the question, because his next culprit is One Truth, who is ready to pounce, and you can see there Shifty is nearly 6.5 temps already on Zenitsu. He will try and stay with him with the DRS, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here. This looks like this is signed, sealed and delivered between Lamb and Bevs at the moment. 3.2, and we're only on lap 5 at the moment. Interesting to say the least, Rickus.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of room for a safety car to come in and really pack this field up like a pack of graham crackers. So we know that safety cars can happen. We saw them at Singapore in Division 4 earlier on, and we saw a VSC at the get-go of this race. So, I mean, if somebody just gets a little too eager, because we've seen some drivers get very eager on some moments, my mind immediately goes to Dragon and Hado during the sprint race. I mean, people in chat were saying that Dragon was hyper aggressive, and it just takes one moment for somebody to get a little too aggressive. I mean, to do a little bit of Ronhar shenanigans, and then we have a safety car. This field is bunched up, but Shifty is actually catching up to Lamb and Dale, but Dale must have had a moment because now Dale is out of DRS range of Lamb, so Lamb is in a good spot to go ahead and try to start pulling away to win this race. But here's the question now. Does the Lamb try to back up Dale into Shifty so he can get his teammate with him, or does he just put the pedal to the metal and just try to pull away and create as much of a gap as humanly possible?
What would you do? That would be the question. What would you do in this position? 6 laps out of 31. This is a long stint. You know, these mediums probably go 15, 16 laps. I'll go to the hards, I'll go to the end. Right? What would you do in this situation? He is literally 2.7 down the road. So 2.9 as One Truth gets a little bit squirrely there. What would you do in his position?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty bad at defending, so I would try to push and try to get away as much as possible. But if I was solid at defending, then I would try to consider the pace of Dale behind. If Dale is rapidly catching up, then yeah, I would obviously try to defend and try to get my teammate involved. But if I'm having a good enough pace where I'm really just starting to pull away from Dale, because if you ease off too much, if you coast too much, then you're gonna be in that field, and you're gonna have like Zenitsu, One Truth, and Dragon, just to name the closest three to Shifty. They're gonna be involved too. So I mean, while you're trying to back it up to potentially let Shifty get closer to you, you're also opening the door to let Zenitsu and all the other cars that are within the DRS range of Shifty to get involved. So to give you a full answer, I think I would just continue pushing, try to maximize the points for Williams.
Yeah, well, he's dropping a 2 temps. Oh, there we go. Dragon Zenitsu's dropped all the way down to P6. Dragon up into P5. Keep an eye on Dragon. He is in P5 at the moment, and there's a lot of drama going on here. With Matif tries to get the job done. Jizzle's gone. One more invite for Jizzle. If he can't take control, just let me know, and then he'll have to retire the car. All right. Dragon in that P5 position at the moment. He is probably the one to watch out for, because he is slowly making his way up through the grid. He's already got past. They've already made the decision with the 2 kicks for him to make the move. So he's made the job. Shifty 2.7 at the moment. Dale Beves has pulled in Lamb by 2 temps. 1.3. It was 1.5 earlier, so 1.3. But he has burnt a lot of ERS to try and get the job done. It's 24% to Lamb's 19. So Lamb is really trying to pull away as well. Shifty 2.8. One Truth 1.0. And just been overtaken by Dragon. Dragon now up in the P4. Dragon is making moves on those hard tyres, Rickus.
Oh yeah, the hard tires have they've seemingly come alive here at this stage of the race. So maybe, because we see a few of these drivers on the racing hards at the moment. So Dragon might have actually just pulled a strategy masterclass with Kick there, because he will be able to go longer and he can push more consistently because of the basically bulletproof nature of those racing hards. And this track, I mean, it doesn't chew through tires a whole ton. I mean, tire degradation is still, I mean, there's tracks that have better tire degradation than Singapore, but it's not nearly as bad as like a Miami or a Barcelona. But I mean, Dragon has a really good opportunity, and his pace has just been on it tonight. He's been doing really strong in that Sauber. I mean, even from the spread, we saw him trying to make moves left, right, and center. So I think if he stays with Shifty Wizard, then he has got a chance to even jump up into the podium spots in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think he's going to get Shifty as well, because he's got the DRS as well. 4.5 temps. Shifty is on 45%. Dragon on a lot lower. He's trying to harvest some of that battery, but he's on probably the best tyre at the moment at this stage. 8 laps on the mediums, and we've stayed, hards, every time we've stayed as well. When these mediums go off, they go off. Dragon gets the job done up in a P3. Great job from the Kick Sauber driver here, and he will now push on to Bevs. And Bevs has nearly got into the DRS of Lamb. So this race is not over. Lamb does have the pace, but he's losing the pace. Salt for Chips getting a 3-second time penalty. Going to jump back onto Dragon though, for the time being on board at the moment. Remember guys, get your points in. Track selection's gone. So, Dragon looking a bit squirrely coming out the couple of corners there into Sector 2. Nearly losing the back end out there. 2.7 between him and Bevs. So keep an eye on that. Bevs still out of the DRS at the moment. 1.2, 1.1. Lamb 35%, Bevs 13%. He's getting closer and closer. Who has got better tyres? Who has got better pace? Let's look at some times. Bev is the quickest car on track with a 1:29.678, which is very unusual to see, because we've seen Lamb had some serious pace earlier on, and he's actually lost a bit of time now. Lamb is now 2 seconds to Bevs at the moment. Oh, sorry, 1.9. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, intervals. 2 seconds. What has happened to Bevs? He was 1.2, 1.1. He's now 2. So, interesting situation going on here. Dragon is pulling in that gap. 9 laps on the hards, 1.8, and your prediction is done and dusted. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But at the moment, 21 laps to go. And it's getting very, very interesting. Zenitsu has fallen way down the field. Is Jizzle back in the car?
I don't know, but what I do know is that the place where Dale is really losing time. He's losing time in these trickier S's because he lost probably a good 2 or 3 tenths alone in the final chicane before going into the final set of corners here. So that would be around turn 16, 17, maybe turn 18 even. He's losing time in these slower speed corners compared to Lamb. And Lamb, he's just now I think Lamb has really kicked on with his pace. Because, I mean, in this section of the track that Dale is currently on, which is the last little chicane before the start-finish straight, that's where he's been losing most of his time at. But he did seem to maybe gain a little bit of time onto Lamb here, but it just seems like in the quarters, Dale just isn't pushing as much as Lamb is, or at least getting the better exits.
Yeah, he may want to cement that P2. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Could he be saving the tyres? Could he be going for an extra stint? Will he be going in earlier for the undercut? A lot of drama here at the moment, but I'll tell you who personally is catching him very, very closely is Dragon. 1.5 on those hards, and they are definitely going to be coming up to temp, so they are going to be a brilliant tyre to be on at the moment. Two guys coming into the pits, JF7 and Salt, they've called it. They are going early, so lap 11, they've called it. Roller now up into P10. After the shenanigans tonight, we'll have to wait and see what the onboard says. Plugger following very, very closely. These two guys have literally been racing each other all night, and no one else, unfortunately. It's been an interesting night there. Hado serving at 10 seconds all the way down there in P16 on the fresher tyres, though, so he probably will make up traction throughout this race, but he will definitely want a safety car. These top 6 will definitely want a safety car at the moment. We'll have to wait and see how we go, though. Lamb, 2 seconds. Bev's keeping in that 2-second gap, not letting it fall that far down, but one person that is catching him was 1.5, 1.2 now is Dragon. He is, oh, there we go. Bev's going in. So Bev's is looking to go for the undercut on the Williams driver of Lamb. So Dragon will continue because he's on the better tyres. Jamie Rose, mate, welcome, mate. Hope you're having a great morning. Joining the chat, good man. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Bev's into the pits. What's going to happen now? Will we see the Williams make the jump, or will we see Shifty go in, or Lamb go in? What do you think we're going to see, Regis?
I think they may send Shifty in so he can kind of gather some data for Lamb and see if it's really time for that hard tire yet. Because, I mean, to make the undercut really work, you need a really good outlap. And if your outlap isn't good, if say Dale makes a little bit of a mistake, then the undercut loses a lot of its power that it normally would have. If you go for the undercut, you gotta really make this outlap count, and then the subsequent laps. So you really got to push that tire, got to do as much as you can to get the tire warmed up and rubbered in so you can get the most grip out of the compound. But I think they'll probably send Shifty in first because he might be able to directly come in front of Dale, maybe, depending on how good Dale's outlap actually is. It's looking pretty decent at the moment, so that might not even work. So it's going to be really interesting, but I know Dragon is definitely not going to be that driver that pits. He is still cruising on that hard compound tire, as he's keeping Shifty behind him. And actually, no, Lamb is in the pits. So they called Lamb in. They told him to do the same thing, essentially, as Dale. So there we go. My prediction was wrong there.
Yeah, it was. There you go. And we're coming up to 2 more laps to go. If Lamb doesn't, he's a spud, apparently. That's to his brother. Sick Putty coming in telling us what's going on there. So Shifty's going an extra lap. Could that destroy Shifty's race? We'll have to wait and see. You've got some good pace at the moment. How quick is Dragon going to pull away, though? Because Dragon has pulled the DRS, I think. Shifty doesn't have the DRS on Dragon. He's close to it, but he doesn't have it. 1.1. So Dragon in a really, really good spot. But if things change and there's a little bit of an incident, we could see, so we see Salt, the chips go way off the track there. Plugger, and a lot of drama going on here. JF7 getting the job done on Plugger. Oh, what's going on there? Ball, JF7 losing it. Plugger nearly going into the back of him. A little bit of drama at the back, and that is where we're going to see the safety car. It's going to be at the back of the field or in the midfield pack. That's where we're going to see it, as Plugger has lost his front right plate, not having the night. Mercedes not having the night. P13 and P14 at the moment. Not massive points for Mercedes, But a good job so far for the Williams drivers. They're doing a fantastic job, and they are the ones to watch out for at the moment in this overall battle between like the top 2, 3, and 4. They have got some serious points tonight in the sprint, and if this finishes how it does, they're going to have some serious points in the feature as well, Rickus.
Indeed, yeah, and the undercut did work for Dale. He is ahead of Lamb and actually broke DRS from Lamb.
Wow.
Now Lamb is actually losing tons of time, so Lamb must have had an incident somewhere on track, because he was within about 7/10, and now he is 2 seconds away. So Lamb had a very unfortunate moment there. So yeah, this is really not working well for the Williams now at this moment.
Oh, Lamb's gone. Lamb's
When he's left.
Lamb's left the session. Get it back in as soon as possible. He's gone. His internet's gone. Oh, hopefully we can get him back. Bez is now up in a P2. Lamb up in a P3. He's going to hold Shifty up. This is not going to help Williams at all. They could go from hero to zero very, very quickly. Shifty does get past One Truth, but this is going to hurt him massively. One Truth is going to put the pressure back on to Williams driver. They're going to go side by side. One Truth is going to get the move. Oh, a little bit of tap there, and Dragon is out. Dragon's lost it. Dragon has lost it. Oh no!
And it's a BFC.
Dragon is out. That means Bez is going to take the lead. How has Dragon lost it there? He was in control.
That is unfortunate.
Oh my god. Absolute drama. Surely a red flag. Why would it be a red flag?
That is a very good question. Yeah, I don't know why it would be a red flag. I don't think Lamb was host.
No, he's not the host. I don't know what's happened there. I've
Yeah.
got no idea. I'm going to ask Pep in a second when we're on a VSC at the moment. Dragon's gone. No.
Oh no, Dragon did not lag out.
No,
He ate a wall.
I can't believe what we've seen. Dale Bevs is now 4.6 seconds in front. Xbox turned off on me. Oh, mate. Shouldn't set it to automatic.
PlayStation superiority, am I right, chat? I'm kidding.
Through. It's all going off in Singapore, lap 15, and I think we're about to see your prediction. We haven't seen any of one person get 3 seconds, but Bevs is 4.3 seconds out in front with Lamb and AI holding up One Truth, holding up Shifty. Have you sent him an invite? Have you got him back in? Oh,
I did.
This is drama here at Singapore. This is not...
I'll send him another one just in case.
This is not what Lamb wants. Can Jizzle retire his car? No, or not? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. If he's not in take control, then he can retire. But I don't know if he's taking control of his car because he's not replied. So I'll let Rex take over, and I'll try and get in touch with Jizzle and find out.
All right, so taking a look at the One Truth now, who did get past the AI car of Lamb, and now he is up into second place right now. Taking a look at the amount of movement that we've seen here. Actually, One Truth is our second biggest mover of the race so far. He is up 6 positions now, currently sitting in P2, but 5 seconds away from Dale Bevs in that McLaren. That McLaren really came alive after the pit stop. We kind of figured he was struggling a bit on those mediums, just losing time to Lamb left, right, and center. But now that he is on that racing hard compound, he is just fully paced out now. He is gone. 5 seconds of a gap now, but Shifty Wizard is still going to try to go into damage limitation mode for the Williams team. They had such a strong start to the weekend, getting a front row lockout in the sprint, winning the sprint in a 1-2 lockout. And now he's got to try to do damage limitation as Lamb has fallen so far from grace because of that AI intervention. And we know the AI kind of misses the intelligence part of artificial intelligence, so Lamb is just going to tumble down that order. Sooner rather than later, Shifty is going to try to fire it around the outside. He had the DRS, he had the speed, he's got the move. He is up in a P2 now, as he's going to try to chase down Dale. He did close that time up a little bit, but still not enough to really make an impact in this race here for this top 3.
Yeah. Rekas, could you send Jizzle an invite so he can retire? That would be awesome.
I got you.
Thank you very much. Okay, all right. Well, he's just being overtaken now. Hopefully, I have to wait and see. At the moment, within 5 laps. Well, I don't know how many people have DC'd. I'll have to talk to Pep. At the moment, I'll have to wait. Can we start a GoFundMe for the Xbox? Yeah, by all means, you all can. We'll hopefully wait for Jizzle to obviously retire. Jizzle can retire now because he's last. So when he can get in, if you can get him in, Rekus, we can get him to retire. This is... Ada's Raiden getting a 3 seconds. And unfortunately, your prediction is wrong. So no one got a pen. So there you go. None of the top 3. So there we go. Complete prediction there. Jizzle DC days ago won't be a red. No, that's that's 100%. So if we can get him to retire, that would be great. So it doesn't cause any more problems. But there, Bev's at the moment in great control of this race, and you could say unfortunate with Lamb's DC and issues there, but. Then again, he did undercut him. He undercut him very well, didn't he? 1.6 seconds when he came out the pits. And that is a big lead that you really need here. So a good job here. But we're seeing a nice little battle going on here between P2 and P3. Make it so we can use channel points to donate to Land's GoFundMe page.
Unfortunately, I am not seeing Jizzle online or at all. So that's weird because I was able to invite him earlier and he just despawned off of my list.
I'll add him. He's on page 5 on mine. There you go. Sent him an invite. All right, so I'll just message him now. Sent invite. Retire, please. Right, hopefully when he joins he can retire. There we go. Lamb's back in. So Lamb's got a massive opportunity to try and catch these guys up. 2.7. I really do feel for him. This has happened a few times. Especially Vegas last season as well. 18 out of 31 at the moment. Anything is still open in this race, Rekus. Anything can happen, you know.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we saw that Dragon lost it earlier, went to the wall, so we know that. I mean, mistakes can happen on this track. As Shifty Wizard is going to try to send it up the inside. Hato gets a 3-second time penalty, and Shifty gets the move done. He is now up, but these two, the One Truth and Shifty, are kind of eating into that time advantage that Dale has built up from the VSC, and then also XD Lamb having his disconnect earlier on in the race. But right now, the Williams and Alpine are working together to try to close that gap to Dale. They're not trying anything super aggressive. They're really just doing what Shifty and Lamb did earlier on in the sprint race. They're just trying to go ahead and just work together, slipstream, and try to close that gap as much as humanly possible. And that, to me, I think that is the smartest thing that Shifty and One Truth can do at the moment.
Yep, and I think Limitless and JF7 are doing the same, sort of, as Limitless is behind there in P7, JF7 in that P6 position. Great job so far from those guys. We're seeing a lot of guys on older tyres, Limitless on 10, Roller on 16, Plugger on 16, Watanabe on 16 lap mediums. So he's definitely going for a different strat there. Jizzle down there 1 lap at the moment. Still waiting for him to get in. So if you can try again, Rekus, that would be great. JF7 getting a penalty. He's getting into the mix as well. So that's going to be music to the ears of Limitless. Back further up to the top. One Truth right behind Shifty. That's slowly bringing that time down on Bevs, but is it going to be enough to the end? We're nearly coming up to 11 laps left of this race. Lap 19 out of 31 at the moment. We're going to try and get this man in so he can retire, because I'll tell you something, if we have a safety car, it is going to cause absolute carnage, as we saw earlier on in Division 4 with Master Sucks when he is car disconnected at the moment. But at the moment, he will not get any points. He'll be DSQ'd from the race, as his AI has driven most of this race. Painful night, though, for a few of these drivers tonight, especially Ferrari. I'd say, obviously, Roller and Plugger and Pado and Watanabe not having the best of nights. These guys really need something else to happen in this race at the moment, because it looks like it's game over for them tonight.
Indeed. Does Jizzle appear under a different name? Because he is not existent on my list, and I know I invited him earlier.
Okay, my game crash in intro. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you'll be DSQ'd then. You'll definitely be DSQ'd. Unfortunately. Right, back up to the front. Shifty Wizard in that P3 position. Massive opportunity today to get big points for Williams. Lamb in 4.8 seconds behind Limitless. He is just trying to capitalise now to the end. We'll have to wait and see. As Lamb gets a penalty, and that just goes from bad to worse. Zenitsu gets the job done. I think no, Roller is into the pits. So he's thinking that there could be a slight change. Something could happen. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to drop all the way down to P14. Yep, P14. He needs to get out in front of Jizzle. He doesn't want to be in front of Jizzle. As Jizzle is getting very close to Dale Bevs, and that AI is going to get in the way. And we could have more drama in this race in the next couple of laps, because Bevs is just down the road from the lap car. Well, will be the lap car of Jizzle Rickus. So we could see more drama.
Oh yeah, drama just seems to follow this track in every corner. I mean, we've seen drama pretty much at every single time we've been here in Singapore, from the preseason all the way to what we have going on here, and even Division 4 earlier had some pretty chaotic drama. So I think it's just a matter of time before some other bit of drama just kicks off. And Watanabe's out. Maybe that was it. Watanabe is now out of the session. And it's a full safety car.
That is indeed. And Roller has called it to perfection. But the Delta could be the big problem here. This will be the question. How has Watanabe lost it there? We'll have to wait and see. And Jizzle is going to have a lifeline here, because he is not going to get lapped. He's going to be able to go all the way around and stay in with a shot. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But yeah, Watanabe out of this race, so everyone will get points apart from Jizzle currently.
Yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate. I mean, the Aston Martins, well, JDI was having a pretty solid race, but he does have a penalty, so he'll lose a few positions. But yeah, Aston has just not had the greatest of times here in Singapore. They didn't really have a fantastic sprint, haven't had a fantastic race as of now, but I mean, JDI is still in a pretty good spot to get some pretty solid points. But he really has to pull away from Draco after the safety car restart. He does have 3 seconds of penalty, so does everybody else that currently has a penalty at the moment. That is Aiden, is Raiden, JDI, XD Lamb, Salt for My Chips, and Hato, each of them having a 3-second time penalty apiece. And I mean, this safety car was exactly what was needed for some, but absolutely dire for others. I think Dale is one driver that's really hating the fact that there's a safety car now, and he's actually coming into the pit.
Yeah, he would be.
And so is Shifty and One Truth.
Yeah, they would be. They're on old hards. They will definitely go into the mediums. There's only 11 laps of racing left. So, 10 laps of racing left. So, well done there by those guys. But this was massive opportunity now for Shifty and One Truth. You know, Bevs was he had a good lead. He was 3.5 seconds out in front, and it's now going to come straight back down to it, and it's going to be the race against the mediums. That is what it is all about now. So massive opportunity, and we'd like to see a little bit of a twist, as we see, and well, it looks like we're going to see it, because Bevs in that P1 position, Shifty in that P2 position, One Truth in P3, Whiff on P4, and Aiden as Raiden all on fresh tyres. So massive opportunity for these front four.
Indeed. Now, this race is going to get really spicy again, like it was in the opening stages of this race, because now, yeah, everybody's within DRS range. A lot of these cars have elected to go onto a fresh set of rubber. So these drivers are going to have brand new rubber. They're going to be all within DRS range. It's going to be a massive DRS train here. These drivers are all going to be on a really quick tire as well, with the majority of the field now onto those racing medium tires. And so once the safety car comes in at whatever lap it may decide to come in, then it is going to be absolutely pandemonium on the restart. And I think this Singapore Grand Prix is going to get a whole lot spicier.
Yeah, it does look like that at the moment. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, all with 3-second time pens. Aiden Raiden, JF7, Salt for my chips. Good night for him so far. Down up there in P8, doing a lot better, unfortunately, than the other Mercedes driver of Plugger. It's been a difficult night for the bottom 4 of Hado, Roller, and Plugger, and also Lamb, and also Zenitsu. So the top 5 there. And then you've also got Lamb with that penalty as well, and Hado. So we'll have to wait and see. All these guys are in the points, apart from Chisel at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. This is going to be a very interesting end of this race. I feel that there is more drama. We saw in Division 4 earlier on, it was a lot of drama going on there, and I think we're going to see the same again here as well. But before we do talk about a little bit more about other things coming up, don't forget tomorrow morning is the feature of the Miami Grand Prix. We've had the sprint, now we're on to the feature. It's going to be an interesting night or morning for some of you. Some of you it's on at 6 a.m. in the morning for Australians, and then obviously for me it's 8 a.m. in the morning. So that's going to be a very interesting race, to say the least. We have more action tomorrow night. Division 5, they get up underway back here at Singapore for the sprint weekend. And then obviously we have Division 6 on the Tuesday, and then Division 3 on the Wednesday, the reserve program on the Thursday, and then we are back to Division 1, which is, let me think, I think it's Monza. Yes.
Yeah, I can check real quick for you.
Monza for Division 1.
Okay.
What a race. That's going to be a fantastic race.
Yeah, we know. I mean, Division 1 obviously very competitive, just like every other division here in the Rush Racing League. But I mean, it's Monza. You know, Monza is very notorious for one very particular reason: the first chicane, the chicane of doom, as a lot of drivers may refer to it as, just because it's so many cars. You got 20 cars trying to fit into a space that really does not even hold 2 cars, as we do get confirmation that the safety car is in this lap, and it looks like Aiden almost just lost it under the safety car. I mean, we've had some pretty weird moments of drivers losing it, as we do see Dale backing up this grid quite a bit as the safety car makes its way to the pit lane. So this restart is going to be very, very exciting.
Okay, looks like we're not going to be able to get Wange in, so hopefully he doesn't get in the way, and that is all good. But unfortunate for Wange tonight, known as Jizzle. Connection issues, as always, with the game. Yeah, we can't help that. But Bevs is about to get underway, and he has gone! He has gone! So it's mediums till the end, and we're about to see what happens. 4 guys do not have pins at the top 4. But let's have a look. Any drama at the moment, as we're seeing Aiden Raiden looking to go for a move on with, doesn't get the job done, but everyone very, very close. One Truth ready to pounce on Shifty. Bevs already 8.5 temps out in front. He is trying to break the DRS already. Can Shifty hold it? This is going to be the question. Shifty's got a massive opportunity of winning his first race this season. He has to keep just pressure and just bide his time and wait for the right moment and just stay with Bevs. We've got moves happening here. Zenitsu, and we've got Lamb, and we've got Halo going at it down there at the back. We've got Roller. He is being attacked by Plugger. It's all going off here. It's everywhere at the moment, which is really good to see. Shifty is 8 tenths. He's nearly lost the DRS to Bevs. He needs to be able to hold on to it, because if he loses it, I think it's curtains. I think it's game over. We'll have to wait and see here. We're going a little bit further back down at the back. What's going on down here? Plugger trying to get the job done on Roller. Roller very close to the back of Hado at the moment. Roller knows that Hado's got a pen. He just needs to stay within everyone, and they will get some serious points because everyone's on pens. So it's just basically staying with the DRS and staying with it. Shifty's still in the DRS at the moment. He's hanging on by a couple of attempts though, Wreckers. It's getting very, very juicy at the front as Bevs does do the fastest lap. Can Shifty hold on? It looks like Bevs does have a little bit more pace in some of these corners than the Williams driver.
Yeah, I think actually Shifty did tap a wall a little bit on corner exit last lap, so I think that might have led to him losing a bit of time. He might have a little bit of extra wear now on the tire of that number 99 Williams machine. He's got DRS now, so he's going to try to chase down Dale going into turn number 6. And now he's going to try to put pellets in the middle, try to do everything that he can to try to catch this McLaren up ahead. But if he's not careful, the One Truth might want to get a piece of the action. And Whiff, who's had a pretty quiet race for the most part, he's also within that DRS range of the One Truth. So this could really turn into a four-way battle for the win here if things continue on. There's about 7-ish laps left of racing left to go in this Grand Prix, and we know it all takes but one lap for everything just to shift entirely in a race. We saw a shift for the lead in Coda last week, although penalties did kind of revoke that, but we did see some very crazy things happen on the last lap of a Grand Prix, so it's just really just pedal to the metal, keep it within the white lines, and keep it out of the walls. That is the strategy for these top four. Yeah. And also stay within DRS.
No, definitely. It's becoming very, very interesting as JF7 staying there with the back of Aiden. Thank you very much for the subscription there from Panic Resub. Thank you very much, mate. Love the support still continuing. One Truth in that P3 position. Does he look like ready to pounce on Shifty Wizard? 75% DRS, 55% on Shifty. Salt getting another penalty. That's going to hurt his race. He's up to 6. Bevs staying out in front at the moment, 35%. Again, Shifty's 57. He's getting closer. Everyone is getting closer. Zenitsu looks like he's going to get the job done on Hado. Plugger pushes Hado off track there. A little bit of a drama there for the Mercedes driver, and he's really trying to hold on to some. He will get some points though. He just needs to hold on and try not damage the car anymore and fall back and get a penalty. 26 laps out of 31 at the moment. Bev still leading this way. Shifty in P2. One Truth in P3 with P4. What a race from him tonight. Aiden is rated in P5. JF7 in 6. It's Limitless in 7th. Lamb in 8th is capitalising on it. He is behind this big DRS train at the moment. We've then got Salt for Chips on 6 seconds. He's in P9. Roller on P10. Massive opportunity for Roller to get some big points and jump some of these guys with no pens. Zenitsu, after what he's been through tonight with the drive-through and pens in P11. Hado down there in P12 with a penalty. Plugger down there in P13 and Jizzle way back 12 seconds in P14 on 9-lap hards. So at the moment, it's getting very interesting, and Shifty's getting closer to Bevs. 2.5 attempts, and we are coming to the closing stages. On lap 28, we will do Driver of the Day. Who is going to get your Driver of the Day tonight, Rekus?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, that's a really, really tough one. Yeah, I'll have to think about that for a while. I mean, granted, there are penalties involved, so it's going to drop him quite a bit, but I might just have to say JDI, because JDI, I mean, he had a not-so-great sprint, but he is, in terms of just general pace, he's really turned it around here in the feature race, despite the 3-second time penalty going to drop him quite a few positions.
Okay, so Rekus is going for... Rekus is going for JF7. There we go. DOTD comms SJ. Who am I going to go for? Who has been phenomenal tonight? Let's have a look. Oh, this is tough. I don't know. I still have no idea. Oh, I might give it. Oh, I could give it to Whiff. I think Whiff's done a great job in reserving up. to Division 2. Phenomenal. Stayed where he is. No pens. Dale Bev for bringing it to the Willies. Yeah, Bevs has had a really good night as well. You know, oh, this is tough. This is real tough. Why do I have to be under extreme pressure there? One Truth gets a pin. I'm giving it to Whiff now. It's going to Whiff. I'm giving it to Whiff. Yeah, I'm giving it to Whiff. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. We're pinning that. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. We will do driver of the day in a second on the next lap. So driver of the day is JF7, 7 and Whiff. There we go, and we'll run that in 10 minutes very, very soon. But we've got drama here now. Shifty is in prime time. Oh, One True so close to the wall. Shifty Wizard is ready to pounce. 100% ERS. Dale Beers 83. He's going to come under extreme pressure from the Williams driver. This is the question. Haydo needs an invite. He's just left the session, unfortunately, right at the end.
All right, I got him.
Good man, thank you very much. Going a little bit further back down, we've got penalties. We're just looking at the times. We've got drama here. Salt for Chips has gone round. He's into the wall. He is... Oh, it's a VSC! And
it's a VSC!
Oh, it's a bad re-entry there. So that will be looked at from Haydo, because Haydo is hitting him. This must have just saved Bev's race. Salt for Chips, I think, has just saved Bev's race. Because he gets to be able to save all of his battery now and then try and go the next couple of laps. Oh, there we go. All right, well, that was lap 21, lap 29. 29 noted. I'll just put that in there. VSC. Oh, Rekus, what we're going to see here, I'll let you take the this lap and then I'll take the last lap.
All right, yeah, so once again, I mean, it is VSC here in Marina Bay, as we see. I mean, this is going to lead to a really spicy moment now. Shifty had an ERS advantage. Keyword had. That is in the past tense now. Now they're equal, 100% each. And this could really be a spicy battle for the win of this race here. And as we still have the VSC, we're expecting it to go green at any moment now. So this is going to be a really spicy one to see here. Dale needs a really solid getaway, and Shifty needs Dale to not have a good getaway, and the DRS has been enabled. We are green here for the second to last, or almost penultimate lap of this race here. It is lap 29, so we have about 2.5 laps, actually realistically about 2.25 laps now. As we see, Dale did get a very good getaway there as DRS is now enabled. So they'll have DRS on this straight now. But there's only so much that Shifty can do. It is now the penultimate lap of this race. And Shifty is going to get close. He's going to burn quite a considerable amount of battery. The two cars have burned equal amounts of battery. Looks like Shifty did take that series of corners better though. So maybe can he get this done on Dale? But even if he does get it done on Dale, he has one more lap to really hold it. He is within the perfect shot now. He's going to slingshot pass. There wasn't much Dale could have done there. And Shifty is back into the lead of this race. But can he hold it is the question though.
Yeah,
that is the big question of the night.
This is,
as we see, Shifty is going to continue.
It's a car park. There is a massive car park, and everyone has now come alive. 40 people tuning in tonight. Let's pick it up. We've got one lap. Shifty Wizard could win his first race of the season. It's taken 14 rounds. We are going to get to it in a second. I'm going to let Rekus keep taking the few corners because this last lap is going to be insane.
Indeed, yeah. So I'm watching it from the back of the Williams right now. Dale is getting close, but it's just not close enough. Shifty was a lot closer in the DRS zones, but he still has about another 3 DRS zones left to go. Only a few more corners left to navigate, and then we will go ahead and start on this final lap. And as we begin the final lap, SJ, take it away.
Here we go. So Dale Bears right behind. He's got One Truth as well. One Truth doesn't go for the move. Thinks about it. Does have the pin. I don't know why he would fight it. He's just going to let Bevs and Shifty go at it. Bevs can see him in sight. Shifty getting a little bit squirrely there. 60%, 68%. It is the battle between the Williams and the McLaren. Dale Bears has to go for the move now. He has to go for the move. Shifty's trying to hold on. He's trying to defend Bevs. Bevs goes on to the left. Shifty goes side by side. They've gone side by side. Bevs is there still going side by side. Shifty holds on. He's holding on. Bevs is going side by side as well. Bevs gets the better line. He takes into P1. Shifty gets
First damage.
One Truth is into P2. Shifty's now dropped down into P3. One Truth takes into P2. Bevs and front. It looks like Bevs is going to hold on here. Can Whiff cause a problem here? And can Whiff cause a problem on Shifty and take away the podium of the Williams? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like Whiff Matif will get a podium because One Truth does have that pen. What a race we've seen here. No, he has not put him into a wall, Bevs. That was someone else that put him into a wall. One Truth is in P2. Shifty is in P3. It's so unfortunate. And that is how it is in racing. Bevs out in P1. One Truth in P2. Shifty in P3. Shifty's going to finish in P2. Bevs wins the Grand Prix. What shenanigans on the last lap. I'm sure that will be looked at by obviously the onboard stewards and stuff. I don't know if there was anything in that Rickers. Did you see anything between Bevs and Shifty?
I saw quite a good amount of contact there, so
you did see
at minimum that's gonna at least go to the stewards. I don't know if there'll be a penalty from it, but I know for a fact that it is gonna get looked at by the stewards. I mean, there was contact there. One Truth might have been involved in it as well, but as of right now, the race is done and dusted here in Singapore, and honestly, it did not disappoint.
No, it didn't. Only 3 people, and Zenitsu is retired. He's not going to get any points because he's DNF'd. Oh, a lot of people have left the session, and then we've got 3 people have DNF'd. Ooh. What's happened there?
Maybe a bit of contact, possibly, or a last lap crash. I don't know.
We'll have to look at that. We'll look at that last lap shenanigans. Last lap noted 3 desyncs. All right, there we go. All right, well, let's get these guys in for an interview because, well, that'll be something that we'll have to go talk about. Are you always going to have contact? You are always going to have 2 drivers fight it on the last lap, though, aren't you, Rekish? It's not going to be easy. They're not going to hand it to you, you know, and you're going to have a little bit of wheel banging. I don't know if there was much in it. I'll have to wait and see. But what a drive from these guys tonight as well. And with Matif, man, P3, he will be stoked with that. What a drive from him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Whiff Matif gets driver of the day, which taking a look at the poll now, that's very likely. And I mean, it's been well deserved for Whiff. He had a fantastic drive today. Pretty much kept his nose clean, stayed out of the trouble, and benefited from it massively. So our provisional results here, we have Dale Bevs taking the race win and the fastest lap, followed by Shifty Wizza, Whiff Matif, the One Truth, who had a podium on track but ended up with penalties. And then we had Limitless Draco, JDI, Mr. Thunder, XD Lamb, Aiden is Raiden, Plugger, Hado. And then our retirements, we had Jizzle, Salt for My Chips, MJ Rolla, Zenitsu, Watanabe, and Dragon.
Yeah, they all actually finished in the end, so there was no DNS. They actually finished in P13, P14. So we'll have to wait and see there because they didn't have any pens. So that will be looked at the end there. We may have to stop that. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting one. I'm sure the stewards are going to have a busy night ahead of them as this race has come to an end. There's a good amount of incidents, good amount of contact, good amount of drama. So yeah, the stewards are going to have quite the handful tonight.
Yeah, and we're about to, we'll have to wait and see how this is going to go because I think there's been a lot of friction in the comments coming in and I'm going to delete that because that's just not on. I don't want to keep hearing that crap, unfortunately. You are going to have this, though, aren't you? You are going to have people go toe-to-toe on the last lap. It's like,
especially with how close these are in the
well, yeah,
championship.
especially, and obviously Singapore narrow. You don't have that much movement to see. I didn't see much in it. I did see there was contact, but I don't know what the go is. I'm obviously not a steward, and we'll let him see it. There was contact with One Truth as well because he was getting involved. So we'll obviously have this conversation with them tonight. They are both on the podium, so we will talk to them. But before we do, give me a little bit of a summary of tonight because I thought that was epic. What an epic finale!
Oh yeah, so I mean, we had some really good moments there in the sprint. The sprint started off with domination from Williams, and then it just kind of fell apart there for them in the feature race. Although granted, there's still a podium up there. Shifty having a fantastic recovery drive. It all started because they got split up there in the qualifying, and then pretty much just incident after disconnect after incident again just really shook up how this race was. But I think Dale initially had this race kind of won already from the massive undercut he pulled on XD Lamb, which was followed by XD Lamb's subsequent Xbox explosion.
Yeah. So unfortunate for Lamb. I do feel for him tonight, and I might even just get him. I probably would get him in for an interview, but I don't think he'll want to talk to us. I think he'll be a bit angry of tonight because that time, that 125 was insane. Anyway, let's get on board and have some interviews. Rickus, take it away with Matif. It is quite close at the moment between him and JF7, which is just about to finish in... I'm a bit delayed at the moment, so I'll let that continue. Right. Over to you.
All right. With congratulations on that podium. You basically just stayed out of trouble for a lot of that race. Because I know you were pretty much right behind that last lap drama between Shifty, Dale, and One Truth. So what was your perspective of that battle that was going on just directly ahead of you?
Yeah, couldn't see much. There was another car in the way, so all I could really see was just some little bits of debris just kind of in the air. I did see them side by side through the first part of that corner, but yeah, not too sure what happened from there.
Yeah, and also the results are in. You also did get driver of the day, so congratulations on that. I mean, reserving up tonight, and you had a very fantastic drive, so congratulations on that. So we know that this calendar is wrapping up here ever so quickly, so just in general, how do you feel about your chances with the rest of the season, starting off with the next race at Interlagos?
Yeah, I mean, if Singapore is anything to go by, it's one of my worst tracks, so I'm surprised I did that well. But yeah, Brazil, I feel quick, but compared to a lot of the other guys like Lamb, who's absolutely rapid there, it's not too quick compared to them.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on the podium and driver of the day, and I will pass you over to SJ.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Whiff.
How are you?
Oh, mate, what a drive. Obviously, reserving up, Dante looks like you don't need Dante anymore, unfortunately. First of all, great drive. Absolutely phenomenal. Deserved drive of the day. It was obviously close, and then it started to just disappear in the votes. Absolutely fantastic, mate. How did you find it? It's such a tough track to make overtakes. So strategy has to be on point. We saw that your teammate went for a different strategy, but he was out in the clear. I think he was 6-7 seconds out in the clear, and he binned it. So, yeah, really unfortunate. It has happened before when someone is in control of the race and then all of a sudden they make a mistake and they stuff it up. But tonight, you got P3. How happy are you about that performance for yourself and the team?
On the questions that, mate. Of course, I'm happy.
I want to know how you feel, mate. Not about me. I'm stoked for you.
I'm great, mate. I'm great, mate. But yeah, just a bit of a last minute thing with Dante. So just filling in for him, and yeah, I was just trying to do him proud, just staying out of pins and sticking with the front pack, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, happy with that one.
100% did, and obviously this is looks like you're going to be very interesting to watch on Wednesday here with this performance. Obviously, you had a other fellow driver there of Plug Up who did struggle tonight. I think he got in a lot of wars with other guys' wings or walls. I don't know what happened, but you obviously came out on top. Big points for you, and then you're now going into a double header because obviously next week is another sprint round. You've already said it's not your favourite track, so if you're back here with Division 2, is it just capitalising on points again?
That's the plan, but yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be racing. Really, just depends on what Ink and Dante are doing. But yeah, for Div 3 this Wednesday, I wasn't feeling too confident, but after that, you never know, really.
Well, that was a fantastic race, mate. Well done. I take my hat off to you. I did it earlier, and she's not easy. She is not easy one bit. So, no, congratulations, mate. Great job. And I look forward to seeing what you can do next week in Brazil. If you're here.
Thanks to, maybe. Thanks to Tudor and Bolts for engineering as well. Couldn't have done it without him.
Good old Tudor, hey? Okay, right. We're going to go over to the next one, and this is going to be a very interesting interview. He might keep it quite close to his chest, Breakers, but we'll have to wait and see. It's over to Shifty in the Williams.
How are we, boys?
Good, mate.
Doing good.
Just go first on this one.
All right. Well, I know the question on everybody's mind right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and skirt around that one for now. So obviously you had some really, you had some really strong pace here at Singapore. So is this a track you typically like racing on? Because clearly you and XD Lamb, especially in the sprint, you guys were super dialed in.
Yeah, no, I love this track, mate. Hungary's my favourite track, but Singapore is definitely my second favourite for racing. Such a difficult track, and it's just, always brings out a sweaty race, which is good.
Well, I mean, it's a sweaty race in the real world as well, considering how humid it gets at Marina Bay whenever Formula One races there. But yeah, I mean, you and your teammate, you guys were pretty much dialed in. I want to talk a bit about the sprint with you, because I mean, you guys basically just, ever since lap 2, you guys basically just checked out and ran with it. So, yeah, I mean, what made your guys' qualifying in the sprint just super strong?
That was all on Lamb, mate. He gave me an epic tow. His pace was just unbelievable around there in qualifying and in the race. But yeah, that was all on the back of Lamb, that one, mate. I just hitched along for the ride for that. Yeah.
And I know now the drivers and the constructors championships are getting pretty close now to the end. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the season. We only have about 6 more rounds left to go, including the mystery round. So how are you feeling towards this championship push that you're going to be going on for the next few weeks?
Oh, feeling good, man. Dale's got some good points ahead, though, so he's going to be very hard to beat. Yuki also, too, when he gets back, he's always hard to beat. So just getting as many points as possible is the goal. But, yes, looking excited for it. Looking happy, looking good.
Do you think the Williams performance in Interlagos is going to be as strong as your guys' performance here at Singapore?
I think so, yeah. We both performed quite well at Jeddah. That's where we're at next, is it, Jeddah?
No, Interlagos. Brazil.
Interlagos, is it? Brazil. Oh, yeah, even better. Yeah, Brazil, we do both quite well there. His epic pace there is unbelievable too, so I'll probably hitch on for another tow there, try and get myself up into a better quality position, and yeah, race pace is good, so yeah, looking forward to that.
Maybe Lamb should start a tow truck service, and then he can
I
maybe get an
think so.
Xbox that doesn't explode.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Uh,
congratulations on the podium, and I'm gonna
Thanks,
pass
mate.
you on to SJ.
Thank you, Regis. Shifty, mate. We'll get to the big question. We just want to say, obviously, the quali, mate. The quali was insane.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Did you see your teammates' time?
It did, I did, and it blew me out of the water. I was like, what the hell?
It blew us out of the water.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah.
that. Is incredible. A 25, man. That is insane. And you managed to keep up
did
with him
real
and use
well.
the toe,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yep.
And we've seen the toe obviously work very, very well this season. You know, it's been one of the biggest
Yeah.
things, which is capitalized on people finishing a lot higher than they do normally in quali. McLaren have done it, Mercedes have done it, Kick have done it, and obviously now you've jumped on the bandwagon tonight. And you two timed both of your stints to perfection. Yeah, in the sprint race, you did it very, very well. You gave yourself, space. No one else was behind you to try and grab that toe, and you did exactly the same in the feature quality as well. Was there a time that you knew that you were both going to go out at the same time to try and not get someone else to get the toe off you, so it gave you a better opportunity of getting up to the front?
Yeah, look, we were just focused on coming out at the same time so I could get the toe from Lamb. He was just epically fast, so I knew really didn't matter where I started behind him on that lap. He was probably going to pull away a little bit from me anyway, so it would have just been perfect the toe through the whole lap. So we weren't worried about someone grabbing a toe from us. We just went out with the best possible time we thought to get the lap done. And he did very well in the sprint. But the quali, the feature race, we had a bit of a mess up, both of us on our last run. Didn't get where we wanted to get, but he still did very well.
So you made mistakes in the feature, because we saw the sprint was to perfection.
Yeah.
We actually see.
But
Bev's pipped it at the front, and then I think a Kick then jumped, and Zenitsu came out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, didn't he?
So we didn't see the same pace. Like, was obviously made a few mistakes on the toe, or
we did, 100%. Yeah, that last run wasn't as good as the sprint, but it wasn't too bad. Got me P5, I believe, so that was good enough.
Yep. No, and also going into the feature, how difficult is it? And we saw tonight with Division 4 as well. It was a bit of a mess, unfortunately. But tonight there was two DNFs, and it looked like Dragon had this in the bag. He was on a very, very good strategy. He was on good tyres. I think he got past yourself, and then you had to try and stay with him, and then he binned it, I think, 5-6 seconds down the road. Safety car came out. How difficult is it in Singapore to overtake?
Well, it's almost impossible if you got if the car in front's got a bit of battery to defend with. You've got to drain them out of battery to get the moves done around here. Otherwise, it's almost impossible.
Right, now to the biggest question, as you know it's coming. We'll talk about the last lap. Now, there's a lot of comments coming into the chat. It happened so quick, we didn't see too much. We'll ask Bevs the same question when we jump on board with him for a chat. Give us a little bit of your insight into the last lap, because we did see that you were keeping with Bevs. You were both harvesting, and you were going for that last lap. For heroics and
dash.
Heroics as well. We'll say it because it's not easy.
Yeah.
And you have come so close tonight, as probably the closest you've been tonight of winning a race. Tell us about the last lap. What happened?
Well, it was just as you just said there. We're both, building up for that last lap dash. When we decided to get into it, we went wheel to wheel for quite a while. It was actually pretty good. And then, coming through one of the corners, we just had a bit of a wheel to wheel touch. I ended up bouncing off the wall and, lost a position, but it was nothing dramatic, I guess. Like, it was a good race in the end. But
So from a driver's point of view, because this is going to be a big one, we don't know if this is going to go to the stewards. We don't know what's going to happen. Do you believe that is a steward situation for the win, or do you believe that it's just hard wheel to wheel racing? Because this is the one thing that these guys need to understand in that are watching this race is you two are not going to make it easy for each other on the last lap. You know, it's to win the race.
Yeah.
For God's sake, you know. So is it a deemed?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You know, if I was stewarding on the incident, I'd probably, you know, at worst put it down to no racing room, which is only one LP. It wouldn't lose him the win. Like, he still deserves the win. I don't see any reason why he should lose that.
Did One Truth get involved in this incident as well? Because we did see him.
I don't believe so. I think he just got the move done after the incident. I'd have to go back and look at my replay, but I don't think he was involved. I could be wrong.
You've got a fan favourite in the chat that says that 5 seconds. Do you think the FIA in real life would call that 5 seconds?
In real life, I wouldn't have survived that, bro. I hit that wall so hard. I don't even know how I didn't get damage. So I don't know. In this circumstance, it's, you know, last lap shenanigans, I believe. You know, I don't think he did anything deliberate or out, you know, in malice or anything like that. And I could have possibly done something wrong. I'd have to go back and have a look at the footage. You know, I just know we ended up did make contact, and yeah, I ended up hitting the wall.
How did you feel when you crossed the line?
Happy. Like, it was a good race. Great race. I ended up winning the sprint and second in the main race, so can't complain with that. It's a good weekend in my book.
There you go. Well, no, Shifty, I appreciate the honesty, mate. It is what it is. These decisions are tough. You know, they make a championship, they break a championship, they can change anything. You know, and obviously very, very close to obviously with behind as well. But no, mate, an absolute phenomenal and correct. Thank you for the drama and the entertainment on the last lap. We always love to see it. Wish you all the best in Brazil, and also enjoy the Miami Grand Prix.
Let's go.
Back to you, Regus.
All right. So, Mr. Bebs, you got the race win here in Singapore. I know there's a little bit of indecisiveness in chat, just to put it very lightly, about how that win went. But talk about that last lap incident from your perspective. Just what happened there. I mean, I know you and Shifty were fighting tooth and nail. So what's your perspective?
Yeah, so I think overall the race was very competitive. Shifty and Lamb were probably by far the two fastest guys on track. I was able to kind of stick with Lamb at the start of that stint, which allowed me to be in the position that I was in on the last few laps. But yeah, Shifty went past on lap 30, which I was surprised by because everyone usually likes the last lap attempt to overtake, and fair play to him. He put up the biggest amount of defense you could. He broke late at the end of the DRS straight. We ran side by side for two and a bit laps, or 2 and a bit corner, sorry, and then at the left hander before coming in towards the Singapore sling, I felt like I was far enough ahead that I was able to take the full racing line. I had to look back on both of our perspectives just to sort of see, because I knew this was going to be a point of controversy. But I feel like we gave each other enough space. I feel like maybe looking back could have left a little bit more space, but in the heat of the moment, I felt like I was far enough ahead that I thought Shifty would have had to have backed out. I don't think he did, but yeah, fair play to him. He absolutely deserved to be on the podium because him and One Truth were going to catch me before the safety car came out, and yeah, absolutely could have had me at the end of the race there. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you the same question that I asked the other two podium sitters before you. How are you feeling about coming into Interlagos next week?
Interlagos is a bit of a difficult track for me. I usually struggle. I try and keep it consistent for the most part, but I feel like Brazil is one of the sort of one of the fewer tracks that I still sort of get track limit warnings at, especially at the Center S. So let's hope we can try and keep it a little bit safe, so to speak, and consistent, and see if we can have another good result. But yeah, I expect good racing from everyone. Very competitive league or competitive tier, and it could go anyway. So it's always fun.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on the race win. Best of luck to you next week, and I will pass you over to SJ.
Mr. Bevs, how are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty warm, mate. Pretty warm. Pretty hot.
You're just sweating after that. We'll go back through to quali, and we'll talk about the sprint. How do you feel that your sprint race went?
Yeah, sprint race was a bit of an odd one from my perspective. It started sixth. One Truth had one of the worst starts I've ever seen. No insult there. Just did not move anywhere off the line. But he did recover well. And I had a bit of a touch from Hato at turn one, but nothing to worry myself about. Kept it clean, but yeah, I watched incident after incident happen in front of me, and I was able to work my way up into fourth on track, and then Dragon got a 3-second penalty. I just held on for the podium in the sprint. Other than that, the boys in the Williams were just far too quick at the start with the fun and games that were happening behind, and they were able to run away with it before we even had a chance to sort of fight back. So fair play to them. They were, like I said, the fastest cars on track tonight by far.
Yeah, no, definitely. We spoke to Shifty about his teammate that did the 25 in quali, which was incredible. You know, obviously with the toe and stuff, but he's obviously leading the toe. So yeah, phenomenal to see. And no, congratulations on that. And that's what it is sometimes. It's just staying back and just watching, because we spoke to Shifty. I'd ask you the same question. How difficult is it to overtake in Singapore?
Yeah, I think we saw it when Shifty was behind me after the safety car restart. If you just maintain the right amount of battery and recharge in the second sector, it's near enough impossible to overtake anywhere as long as you are able to put your car in the right spot and have enough battery to deal with it. But yeah, it's definitely one of the harder tracks, as is most street circuits.
So we'll go into obviously the full the feature quali. We saw obviously the pace that Williams had. Where did that pole position come from you?
That is a great question. I've absolutely no idea.
Was it a toe?
No, there was no one in front of me. I thought I was going to have a bit of a toe from Aiden, but he pulled out of his lap early before I even had a chance to utilize him on the main on like the first or second DRS straight. So would have been nice to have a toe, see what sort of time I could have put together. But yeah, I don't really know. I think it's just kind of one of those laps that you kind of zone out for and put one together.
Okay. Well, no, fantastic job.
Obviously, it wasn't a 25.5 or 28.5 or whatever it was from XD Lamb, but I thought I gave it a pretty good crack in comparison. So.
Yeah, no, it was close. It was a 26 though, Bevs, unfortunately. It was still not a 25.
No, 26.0.
It was close. It was a 26 fat. I'll touch base on what Rek has said. Obviously, the people have spoken. You know, there's been a few comments, a few in the chat. They seem to think that you have not given Shifty enough room and you've pushed him into the wall, and it's granted a 5-second. Can you give us your opinion on it? I know you may have just touched on base with it, but the thing is, it's tough because, and I've said this all the way along, is, you know, you have incidents in racing, right? But you are not going to give up the position if you have the opportunity to win the race. You are going to have wheel-to-wheel racing, you know? So that's the question. So in your take, how do you take the last lap?
I touched on it a little bit, but I think it was hard but fair racing. I think if at worst it would be a racing incident. or not enough room left, but I feel like I was far enough in front to warrant taking the racing line. But I mean, I don't want to make a comment on the ones being the loudest in the chat, but I mean, it is Yuki who is fighting me for a championship as well. So, of course, he's going to be vocal and want me to move down the list a little bit, but I do think that it was fair racing. And like I said, I don't intend to take room from drivers where I don't think it's necessary. I feel like I try and give enough room and hope that people return the favour. But and I've raced Shifty plenty of times, so I don't think I want to take him out if I can avoid it. So yeah, that's really it. I just tried to obviously fight for position, and I feel like I was far enough in front to warrant being there.
How many LPs do you have this season, Bevs?
That's a great question. I don't know. It's not many. 1, 2.
Yeah. Case closed.
I have 1.
There you go. Case closed. We'll leave it as that. All right. Yeah, people are going to be vocal, but if he was on the track, then he has a valid point. But he wasn't on the track, so he only has a valid point as an audience perspective. And it's going to go to the stewards. It is extremely tough to say who's at fault. You know, you've got to have wheel-to-wheel racing. If you don't have wheel-to-wheel racing, then we might as well all race in a straitjacket, and then it'll just be extremely difficult, and no one will want to race because it's just stupid, you know. So you've got to have those moments like that, and like you said, it was hard racing. You know, you were behind each other. He was in front. You know, he had the pace. And sometimes you've got to defend as much as you can. You know, and we've seen what they've done in FIA in the real Formula One, and very, very similar tonight, you know, depending obviously on what the stewards say on the incident. But one more question, I'm going to let you go before you go. You go over to Interlagos next week. Big points up for tonight in the sprint and also in the feature. Obviously pending, we'll say pending, because obviously the stewards will be looking at this. You're looking to pull a bit of a gap on Yuki. That's obviously a good result for you. Still feel comfortable that you can maintain that gap going into the remaining races at the end of the season?
I don't know if you remember to last season, SJ, but the last time we spoke at Singapore, I was leading the championship, had just beaten Kalki on track, and then every race after that, he beat me and won the championship. So, no, I don't think this championship is over.
That's what I love to hear. I don't want to hear it on a good term, but I love to hear it. It means you've been put under pressure, which you put in the work and you go for it. But you've got a massive opportunity. You know, you've had 2 bites of the cherry now. This is your second bite of the cherry. And obviously you've got the confidence. You've been in the situation before. You know what you need to do. And I would say it's just taking track by track.
That's it. Same strategy every race. So
good man. All right.
One race at a time.
Well, great job, mate. And phenomenal night tonight. And thank you for giving us some entertainment, you and Shifty, for phenomenal. And I look forward to seeing what you can do in Interlagos, and enjoy the Miami Grand Prix.
Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
You too. Regas, that is it, mate. What an end to Singapore.
Yeah, that was a very, very, very solid end to that race. Lots of fun. I know everybody enjoyed that. Some people more than others. Obviously, some drama there that is probably going to go to the stewards. I do think, just personally, I think that incident may end up as nothing more than just a racing incident. I don't think there's going to be any penalties. I think both of those drivers just kind of said it best. It was just good, hard racing. You know, I mean, Shifty and Bevs are both fighting for a championship, so they're going to always give it everything they've got, and I think that's pretty much what happened there. But overall, very good race, very good sprint race, and I am really excited for Interlagos next week.
Yep, it is going to be a very, very good week next week again. Obviously, another sprint race. Tonight was obviously brought in a lot tonight. It was a very interesting race. It was interesting for both races, Division 4 and Division 2. And yeah, we don't want people to lose, unfortunately, on penalties, but this is the case. You know, you can race a fantastic race, and if you get involved in one incident with that driver and they report it, you could lose the lead. So, this is going to be one that the Williams and the McLaren team will watch very, very carefully, and also the Mercedes, because they obviously do have Obviously, Yuki in that P2 position fighting for that championship with Biv, so they'll be watching in on that as well. And I think it's going to be an interesting outcome of however it comes out. But no, if it does go the other way, then congratulations to Shifty and congratulations to Biv, because that was a great ending. You know, you love those endings to have a little bit of drama, not too much, not ending someone into the wall. You know, and Dragon will probably look at this tonight and think, "What did I do?" Because he had the massive opportunity of probably winning this race. You know, he was in a great position, great set of tyres, made a mistake and he's out, you know, and then it gives another opportunity tonight. And we could then say, what if about Lamb? You know, his disconnection, that was a shame, because he had the pace tonight. He was seriously quick. You've even heard it from Bev saying that the McLaren guys are saying that the Williams guys were the quicker car tonight. So yeah, going to be really interesting to see. We've got more action tomorrow night, as always, with Division 5. So tune in then. I think you'll be joined by at the moment, I have no idea. It looks like no one. Oh, Whiff. Whiff is in there with someone else. We'll have to wait and see who that person is. But yeah, thank you very much to all of our followers as well tonight. APMC23, WR Robert, Raf 459, Vilo Guns 12, resub from Kyo as well. Appreciate that. Kustar 47, Sven 13. Thank you very much. We are at 1,800 followers. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Really appreciate the support, continuing support in Rush Racing League as well. We're going to try and hit 200 more. That is the plan by the end of the season, to get to 2,000 by the end of the season. So help us get to our goal for the end of this season. Rickus, as always, mate, what a night for Division 2 tonight.
Oh yeah, Division 2 is always on fire. Tonight it was a definitely good example. That's definitely because even in the real world, Singapore can be kind of a procession as a race, and we just did not have that here in Division 2 or Division 4. We had some excellent racing, hard battling, lots of drama, lots of collisions, unfortunate incidents, and overall, you probably could have not asked for a better Singapore race. I honestly think this, because I know we raced here in the preseason, but I think this one easily trumps the race we had in the preseason for Singapore.
Yeah, there has been some fantastic races at Singapore. It's such a track that people love. They love it when it's dry. They don't love it when it's wet. So no, that was good that the conditions did stay dry as well. Big up to all of our sponsors. Our main sponsor, AI369. Feel free to check them out in the comments. Also, big up to Pagnian, SimLab, and Speed Nation. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Congratulations to the podium winners tonight, Shifty, Bevs, and Whiff, and also Driver of the Day. Great night of racing, and tune in for tomorrow for more action. Bevs has turned around and has said that he still thinks there is a lot more opportunity going into the races. Will he take out the championship this season? Still plenty of races to find out, and we will find out in Brazil. Good night.